Right, welcome back to the party, everybody. I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. Big shout out to the replay gang. Thank you so much for coming back to watch us, even though you missed the live party. Guys, that is the best part. So make sure you are here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, ring the bell, and you will never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. If you want to support the channel, head on over to TheIndianJesus.com for your very own official Indian Jesus merch. A bunch of new designs, always coming out with good stuff, only at TheIndianJesus.com. Guys, we do also have a Discord server. It's absolutely free to join the Discord server. That is where you will find like-minded people, or maybe somebody who is not like-minded, but is definitely willing to engage you in a conversation. That is where you want to be. And again, it is absolutely free to join. However, if you join this YouTube channel as a member, you just scroll right below the video and hit that join button. Got a couple different levels, but it starts at just $2.99 a month. And that gets you not only the members only live streams here on YouTube, but it also gives you full access to that Discord server, which includes the after party voice channel. So as soon as we are done here, we are going over there, and we don't have to worry about any YouTube censors or anything like that. And you are not stuck behind your keyboard. You're actually on screen with me and everybody else. Whether you want to come up to or not, it's up to you. It's a good time. Come and join us. Who we got? We got Judge of Levels in the building. Nordic Born is here. We got Taylor in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Texas Long Dog, good to see you. Good to see you guys. Oh, man. Oh, we got King Nirvana. King Nirvana. That's for the members only. Welcome, 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 guys. I am so glad to be back in this seat. So I was trying to decide, as you may have seen, and we got our boy Flex. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you may have seen from the whatchamacallit, whether the tweets the tweets, the community posts, all that good stuff. We have a Morty update, and he is totally, well, not totally, but he is doing good. He is so we'll get into the whole thing. I was trying to decide if if I want to get into the the personal anecdote story time stuff first, and then leave the political stuff for later, or if people might be chased away. But I think this is something that I've been wanting to do, to be able to just come live and talk to you guys, even if I don't have something specific behind me. So we will get into all that stuff with with RFK and Tulsi and Trump and all that stuff. Again, please do let me know what kind of stuff as we're going through this that you want me to cover, because I have not paid attention to very much at all. Not only because Morty has not been doing so well, but my sister got married this weekend. So I was in Jersey City. So it was very interesting. If you are not familiar with me, you know that my family and I are not the closest. We're not on terrible terms, but we just don't really talk that much. And so obviously with my sister getting married, that's something I got to be a part of. And actually we can, well, whatever. And so I went to, it was in Jersey City. Went there on Friday. There was the rehearsal, and obviously it had Morty with me. So Friday night goes without a hitch. Pretty cool, but there's also not a lot of people there that I knew. So it was pretty much just hanging out and kind of just like standing around with my brother, and then we ate, and then we did like the rehearsal stuff, and then we just went back. But I didn't expect how much I would need to be on. Like, yes, obviously, like I'm the brother of the bride, but I don't know. I just expected people, I guess, not to know who I was, or I don't know what I expected. But yeah, a lot more people talking to me than I had anticipated, and I was definitely prepared. Or maybe not so prepared for that. But yeah, so Friday went off without a hitch. I got back to the hotel, and the front desk was like, when I got Morty, bring him outside to go walk. And the lady at the front desk is like, oh, is that who's been making so much noise? You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do that. You got to turn off all the lights. I'm like, lady, you don't know Morty. He gonna bark. He gonna bark. That's just what he does. If I'm not there, he's gonna bark. And it was very odd because she was like scolding me. One, as if like I chose to do that. If I chose to have him barking. Two, as if like I could do anything other. Like what do you want? I'm not at home. I'm in your hotel, which you allow dogs, and dogs are gonna bark. So I don't really know what we're doing here. Maybe you should have thicker walls. So that's just the preamble to what comes the next day, or I guess the morning after the next day. So the next day is the wedding, and everything's cool. I'm a little worried about when I actually leave the hotel again. Are they gonna be on some bullshit? And they did ask for my because my dad set everything up. And so they did ask for my number in case they need to contact me. And I was like, all right, whatever. Once I'm at the wedding, like if they call me and like, oh no, you gotta come back as soon as you can, and I'll be like, oh no, and then the wedding's over and I'll go back and I'll go home, whatever. But yeah, again, just really weird. Just weird how you're treating people in a hotel where they're your guests and you allow dogs, and then you're getting mad at the person for the dog acting like a dog. What? Make that make sense. And bring it to me. Like, I get that, like, yeah, if he's barking and people are complaining, like, that's your job. That's got to suck. But that's not my job. That's your job. So anyway, we get to the actual day of the wedding, and I leave, without a hitch. She does ask for my number, but I was like, I turned all the lights off, and hopefully it should be good, and I won't be gone that long, which I was gone most of the day. And I get back, and wedding went off without a hitch. There was a lot more of my side of the family there, so again, that awkwardness of like, hey, we don't really talk except for when we're all in the same room by chance. But how are you doing? Oh my God. And a lot of that, and again, shout out to Michael W. Welcome to the party. It's not that I dislike any of these people. It's not that I don't like them. It's just that we're not in each other's lives. But there's, we are definitely going to get into RFK. It's not that these people aren't in my lives, excuse me. Yeah, it's not that I don't like these people. It's just that they're not in my life. So my life, and I'm not in theirs. So what is it that we have to talk about? And if it would be just like that, where it's like, okay, we come together and a couple of my cousins, shout out to Dominic, shout out to Anthony, even shout out to Caitlin. They're cool in the sense that like, they don't pretend like we have some close relationship when we're there, and then are silent when we're not. It's like, okay, cool, yeah, we're just hanging out. Like, oh, if you're here, cool, we'll hang out and we'll talk. But then we kind of go do our own life. That's just the way it is in this family, and that's it's not ideal. But if that's the way that it goes, then why are you trying to force it a different way? If you want things to be different, then you have to reach out to me and make things different. But anyway, that's a whole other story. So the wedding's over. It was about I don't know. I came and streamed with you guys. So I went and streamed. No, that was Friday night, right? I didn't stream after. No, that's right. So I went back. I brought Morty back to the wedding. So the wedding venue was about a 5-minute walk from where I was staying. And I was flirting with the idea of bringing him, more, during the wedding and stuff. But I was like, if he's not, if I have to be here, it needs to be quiet, or if it's too loud for him or whatever, or poops in front, let me just leave him, leave well enough alone. Thank you for asking. He is doing much, much better. Not quite 100 just yet, but he is definitely feeling better. Thank you so much for asking. But that's when, I got back. He was fine. We went to the back to the wedding, and we were kind of just hanging outside. He was fine. I go back, smoke a little bit. We're walking around, go to sleep. And it's about, I guess it must've been about, right around midnight when I was going to bed, going to sleep. Again, at this point, mostly everything is normal. Then 3:30 hits. Now, if you have a dog that sleeps in your bed, you're familiar with the notion that they move a lot in the night. Like he might decide, if I have, the double side bed and I'm sleeping here, he might be at the foot of the bed over here, and he might just decide, oh, I'm gonna come up near your face and climb under the covers and get between your legs. Like that's what they do. So you kind of get used to it, and he does that all the time. So let's just say he was like if these were my legs, he likes to cuddle up in the crevice of my knee, and so he'll be laying right there, and he was laying there. Yeah, it's about 3:30 in the morning. So like I wake up for a split second to see like, okay, what are you doing? How can we finagle this? And not too much different from sleeping with a girl. When you don't wake up every time they move, you're aware of it, but you move on. And so he's facing this way, and he kind of does a little thing, and now he's over here. 2 minutes later, he gets up and he's doing a little thing like that. Now he's facing like directly the opposite way. And he's still going, and he makes the full 360. I remember saying that out loud to him. I was like, bro, how comfortable? This is more comfortable than our bed. We're in this super comfy bed. Like, you can't be that uncomfortable. That was the first key, because I never got back to sleep after that. So maybe at first I wasn't thinking anything of anything. Because then I actually laughed, because you know how they tuck the sheets and stuff on the hotel beds. Usually, if Morty's under the covers, then he'll just go out to the foot of the bed and get out. And sometimes he gets a little stuck, and I'll have to help him pull, but whatever. But that's where he's used to going. So he's gone, and he's trying to get out, and he's like, he's going. I'm like, bro, you can't go that way, and I'm trying to hold the covers up so that he can get there. I'm like, bro, you gotta go this way. You gotta go this way. And he's just not getting it. So finally, I move on, and immediately he just jumps down on the floor, which was a little odd. Now, he loves to jump around and stuff. It was the way. It was the time. It's hard to explain. It was the fact that it was 3 o'clock in the morning. The fact that he'd been moving around already so much, and the urgency, which he was like, oh, I got to go this way. Like, all right, let's go. And then he jumped down, and he started doing his, pretty typical, he'll get into this, he'll get into that, pretty typical heaving and hawing. I'm like, all right, get it out, and get back to bed, and we'll move on with our lives. Again, if you don't know Morty, he's very common to finding some way to get into whatever I've put away, somewhere he's not supposed to be able to reach, and get stuff that he is not supposed to eat. Just last week, or not, maybe not last week, 2 weeks ago, I don't know, but very, very recently, he dug through my drawers to find shroom chocolate, and if you saw him in that state, it was not ideal. So it's not like, I'm super overly cautious. Like, did he sneeze? Oh my God, what is it? Like, I'm usually like, he might die, but he's probably good. And so I could tell that something was different. And so again, he throws up, and I'm like, okay, good. All right, you threw up, you're good now. And we can just move on with our lives. Because again, it's I have to get to the breakfast at 9 a.m. And again, if you guys know me, 9 a.m., that ain't for me. So I'm starting to get worried. Shout out to Funk Master General. Welcome to the party with the $20 super chat and a treat for Morty. Of course, that is always a good sign when he is taking food. When he's not taking food, then we get spared. Welcome, and thank you so much, sir. Said leave some time to talk about my daring adventures and torrid affairs with mysterious foreign women. I think we can do that. Welcome. So yeah, that this is about between the 3:30 and when he was doing the 360 under the covers, and then maybe 5 or so minutes later, he gets up, he's racing off to the bed. So King Nirvana is asking what kind of treats these are. They are right over here. They are. I don't do brand names unless people pay me, but they are freeze-dried carrot chips. Yummy and nutritious. He's also got the freeze-dried beef liver for some protein and some good stuff. But there you go. But he loves them. So yeah, I mean, after 15 years, like it's next week. It's next week that I don't remember the exact day. So I'm just going to, one of the Tuesday or Thursday, we'll make it his birthday. I always forget. It's either the 27th or the 28th. I don't remember. But so it's either tomorrow or the day after. 15 years this dog has been on the earth. There's 7 weeks that he knew this earth before I came into his life. Never have I seen breathing like that. He's and not like panting, like through his nose, trying to like calm down. And like, I'm like, okay, maybe, he, at first, I'm like, maybe, that one, he threw up. Maybe he's like, I know, after I threw up, I'm like, which I did, hours before that and hours after. Because let's not forget, I was at a wedding. So I was doing my own drinking. I was having my own issues. This is just, a par for the course, not even worth mentioning. But I'm still feeling like shit in my own right. So now I'm in this tussle where, it's like, do I, well, I'm not even in the tussle yet. I'm kind of just, waiting for him to calm down. And, I've got my laptop playing How I Met Your Mother, of course. And, so I'm petting him like, all right, we're cool. But after a few minutes, it's clear that like he's still in this state of and literally that fast. And so I'm freaking out because not only is it 3, 4 in the morning, but it's Sunday. And I also don't have any resources. I don't know where to go. I can't do anything. And so I'm just in my own mind getting worried about, the logistics of if there's something where I have to take him to the vet. I'm not even at the place of, there might be something really wrong. Like, knock on wood, after he got his initial shots, we haven't had any issues. And so, at that point, yeah, it's just the logistics. It's like, okay, eventually we were, something was going to happen. And so, I'm just thinking about the logistics of that. Thinking again that, okay, he's breathing weird, but whatever. And I'm still waiting for him, assuming that, he's going to calm down. And just hours are going by. And so he actually did, like at first he was just sitting up. And so he puked a couple more times. Shout out to Am. Welcome to the party. Just telling the story about my puppy Morty. But yeah, so he had, he started off doing the 360 thing, and he ran out and it puked the first time, and the breathing starts. And I'm worried about going to the vet, and then it keeps going with him, and I'm still now I'm starting to get worried about him. Now I'm like, I know Morty. I know Morty is tough. He's something's wrong, but he's good. Again, he just did a shroom trip that he did not really consent to. I mean, he went into my drawers, but I don't think that's what he was looking for. So again, yeah, I'm not even thinking yet. Until I am. It was maybe, I don't have a good track of time at this point, but it was maybe an hour or so where he is just, tossing and turning. And I'm just kind of trying to stay still, half trying to get back to sleep and be like, okay, we'll see. Again, I can't do anything. So even if I'm like up monitoring him, like, even if he died, what am I going to do? So I'm like, at least let me try to get some sleep. Then hoping that by the time, I fall asleep, he'll fall asleep. We wake up in a few hours and it's all good. That's where my mind was at. And it kept going. It kept going. And it got to the point where I had a very parental feeling, something I never really felt before. And don't come at me. I know a dog is not a child. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying I've never felt this before, where I was so tired. I was so hungover. I was so ready to puke. All I wanted was sleep, just a few hours of sleep. And when he was laying anywhere where he was cuddled up, like either on the outside of my legs, or he eventually went back under and, was cuddling back up and, just tossing and turning, moving in different spots. And I realized that if he was, he had gone over to the other side of the bed for a few minutes, and I'd nodded out. And I was like, oh, cool. Maybe, maybe he's good. So I nodded out and he moved and I woke back up and I put my hand on his chest again. And it's still the same exact. I'm like, fuck. And so I realized at that point, I had a decision to make. I could either kick him off the bed, go to sleep, and figure it out in the morning, or just lay there awake and just be with him. And not half a second crossed my mind, except for the realization that it was an option to kick him off the bed. I was like, I will stay up and be miserable all day because I just want him to know that, like, whatever, you're going through, like, I got you, bro. Like, I'm right here. Nothing, as long as I can help it, nothing's going to happen. And I just never had such a, like, I mean, I've done selfless things before, but on such a small scale where it would have been so easy for me to just kind of, put him in his bed on the floor. And, he didn't have enough energy to jump back up. He would have just, maybe tried, but he I could have turned, he was like wheezing loud enough that I probably would have hurt him, but I could turn the laptop up. And I just didn't want to. I was like, I want to make sure that you're good, even if there's nothing I can do. I just want to be here with you. And going back to talking about how they're like family, or Morty. Sorry, Funk, I got you here. How Morty is family, and then the wedding is going on with humans who are actually my family members. It's like I would have easily done that for Morty any night. Any of them? I don't know. And so I don't know if that says more about the family or if that says more about my relationship with Morty. But it was worrisome. So, this is going on all night. So I just started about 3:30. It's going. I'm trying not to look at the time because I want to just, like, if there's a couple hours that I can get to sleep, then let me just get to sleep. And then the breakfast in the morning was at the hotel, the hotel next door, which was a pet-friendly hotel. But long story short, they're a pet-friendly hotel. So I was supposed to be able to bring Morty to the breakfast and just have him like on the side or whatever, and we chill there. And at like maybe it must have been like 6:30, 7 o'clock, where I'm starting to think like there's no, like, he's not gonna get, like, he's not gonna be better in 2 hours. Like, if he hasn't gotten any better in the last 4 hours, there's no expectation that he's gonna get better. And then we still have the drive home. So this is about 7:30. I was like 7:30 in the morning, and I was like, fuck it, let's just get him home. I'm certainly not sleeping. So let's just get him home. Once we're home, it'll be like 9 in the morning, and I can just go to sleep and have almost a normal night of sleep. Because, like, again, y'all know, if I on a normal night today when I woke up, well, no, actually, I went to sleep really early last night because of him, but we'll get there. But on a normal day, if I wake up at 9 o'clock, I'm like, hell yeah, time to go back to sleep. And like when the lights are off and you're cuddled up and the AC is on and everything, and you're like there, and to get yourself out of bed and on the road in the bright light when you don't need to, when you've been smoking all night trying to get yourself fall asleep, taking giant swigs of kratom. But again, I was just so worried about this motherfucker that what was I gonna do? Hey, shout out to our boy Zippy DSM Lee. Welcome to the party. Good to see you. Brother. Welcome. And yeah, it takes as long as sometimes they take as much time and effort as kids do. Well, I can't speak to that, but I definitely felt it. A little of that something, that selflessness, that, like, none of you, if you were freaking out and there was nothing I could do, I'd be like, all right, dude, I don't know what to fucking tell you. I need to go to sleep. We'll figure it out in the morning. None of you would have stayed up, and none of you. And then again, any of the people at the wedding? Nope. Nope. Sorry. It's not the same. It's not the same. So 7:30 in the morning. And I text my dad. I'm like, hey, this has been going on. I'm not gonna make it to breakfast. I'm just gonna get him home. If I'm gonna get him home, get myself some sleep, let him try to sleep it off, and then if I need to get him to a vet or something, then at least I'm local. I'm good. Whatever. Shout out to James Queen. Welcome to the party. So Texas Long Dog is a king indeed. He is, isn't he? Welcome, James. Good to see you. Telling the harrowing story about how I thought my dog was going to explode. No, he was just he was thrown up, and he was his breath was really challenged. Turning 15 this week, so very and it's luckily have been able to avoid the vet for a very long time. So again, I'm at 7:30. I'm like, let me just pack everything up, and because again, the plan was to get up, roll out of bed, bring the dog to the breakfast. I'd be a little hungover, but get some coffee, get some food in me, and then get back, throw everything in the bags, and go home. And so I was like, fuck it. So now it's 7:30. I'm like barely awake, and I'm just trying to make sure I don't leave anything, but also trying to like get this going, because then again, every half hour he's and like mostly just throwing up mucus and stuff. But the other thing is that the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink? Goes for dogs too. It's like, bro, I promise you this experience will be better and most likely will be over sooner if you drink some water. Yes, you're going to throw up again, but you're not going to throw up again. So you want to throw up again with the water in your system, but you just cannot, you can't make him drink. So it was only 2:30 today, the first time since the start of all of this, because he usually doesn't eat or drink when I'm not present in the room, or if there's nobody present in the room. So assuming I left the hotel room Saturday at about 3 p.m., he had no water until this afternoon. And like, oh my God, like, please. Eventually when we got here, I gave him some ice chips and stuff, but again, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So 7:30, pack everything up, double check in. I'm like, let me get him outside, maybe some fresh air, maybe he needs to shit, get some diarrhea out, whatever. So this is the first thing. I'm just like, I'm hungover. I'm not, that state when you're just like, just rolling out of bed, bringing him down. I'm on the second floor. So we go into the elevator, go down, we go outside, and he does his stuff and whatever. As we're walking back in, that is when whatever it was that he had in his system, it was then that he decided, oh, it needs to come out here and now in front of everybody. Not a little mucus pile that you could wipe up with a paper towel or something. No. Right in the front lobby, we are going full bore. And so right in front of the front desk, just blah. And so it's right there. And again, I have him, and then he's like, freaking out. And so I'm just like I'm not in a state of mind that I should be in public. And so I'm like, okay, let me get him back into the room so that's taken care of. I'll grab some towels or something and figure out what's going on again. And this was I missed a part. So I actually had gotten him out to do his business and whatever. That was done. That went fine. Then we went back upstairs. Then I finished packing everything up. Then what had happened was I needed to get the car from the parking garage. So the car is in the parking garage, not far away. I had a nice spot, and it was marked weird. So I kind of was almost expecting there to be a ticket. So I was like, there's no way. This is too close. But I was like, I'll put the parking thing in. Worst case scenario, they'll give me the ticket. They're not going to tow my car here, whatever. So that's the kind of travel bullshit I was expecting. Walk up, I'm looking like this. Any ticket? Any ticket? No ticket. Let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here. I put him and I had one of the bags in the car. Bring the. I just showed him to you. Bring the car in front of the lobby. Get the rest. It's 2 trips. Just bring him back upstairs. 2 bags in the hand down to the car. Then him back up. Him and his bed, and we are done. We are on the road. Get in the house, and we're good. I do all of that. And so it was when I picked up the cars in front of the lobby, when I'm going back upstairs to get the last set of bags. That is when he starts puking all over. So he's puking in the right in front of the front desk. He puked in the hallway. He puked in the elevator. And again, it's not just the mucusy stuff that he's been throwing up all night. It's the substance of whatever's been making him feel sick. It's coming out all over. So now that I'm like frantically trying to get the last of everything put together, make sure we're good. Do we leave anything in the bathroom? Anything over here? Anything here? No, you're good. You're good. Okay, Morty, you just good. And like, I'm just trying to see like, okay, if you're going to throw up here one more time before we get out of there and whatever and all that stuff. And then they're calling the room. And I'm like, you see what I'm doing. I'm not fucking answering the phone right now. So I walk out again with 2 bags. It's 2 bags. Morty is in the room with, just his bed. So I have the last 2 bags, get them in the car. And then, of course, that's when this lady fucking accosts me. She's like, excuse me, sir, you're gonna have to have a cleaning this. I'm like, hey, yo, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? I'm the guest here. I realize that the dog is puking. Would you like me to tell him not to? Because that's not how that works. Like, well, you gotta clean it up. Bitch, I'm walking around in sweatpants with the dog on me as he's currently puking. What would you like me to do? It's like, well, you're gonna have to get a cleaning thing. I'm like, I am here now. I see it right there. I don't live here. Do you have towels? I will do whatever it is you need me to do. Oh, yeah, but you're doing... I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to move. I'm trying to leave. My dog is sick. Give me the fucking towels or shut the fuck up. And just like, the audacity for you to see what's happening. And you'd be like, oh my God, the place that I work is being dirtied.
How dare you?
I can't imagine. So whatever. I fucking, she takes her sweet time to go grab, 4 towels. And she's like, whatever. So now I've got puke on my hands trying to get whatever. And so I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do this? I don't know. There's yours now.
No.
I just threw them behind the fucking front desk. I was like, I don't know what to do with these. Is that garbage? Boom. And I just threw it at her. So she's like, so I go back up in the room. Finally, last check. I got Morty. I got the bed. Just double checking. They call again. I'm like, fucking what? What do you want? I didn't say that. I said, hello. And they're like, what's going on with it? I was like, did you forget who I was? I was just in front of your face speaking these words to you. I am getting the dog. He is sick. I am leaving your hotel. She's like, well, there's still stuff in the elevator. I was like, yes, I understand that. But there's 2 elevators. And when you press the button, you don't get to pick which one. And conveniently for me, must be just my lucky day. Both times after he puked in the elevator that I need to get back upstairs or downstairs, it brought me in the other elevator. So again, the question is, what would you like me to do? You want me to stand around and wait and keep my dog in the hot car so that I can do somebody else's job? Do I not pay you motherfuckers for this shit? So whatever. So I pulled the whatever. Before we go on, let's shout out our boy Dylan Soup. Welcome to the party. Oh, hey, whoa. Wait, oh. I went Karen? I did not go Karen. I am a man dealing with shit. This bitch is the one who went Karen. I did not go Karen. I went, hey, Karen, stop being a mega Karen. Standing up for yourself is not being a Karen. Getting your nose and shit where it doesn't belong for no fucking reason is being a Karen. James said, hopefully he learned not to give his dog peanut butter with added sugars and preservatives. Nope. He loves that. That was how I knew he was feeling better. Because what did he do? He went to get his peanut butter. So seems like I know more about my dog than you do.
Stupid.
That's when you drop $50. Well, I literally, because it was one thing, and like again, and I'm at my core, I know nobody's gonna believe me. But especially in those situations, I didn't switch shit. They're just the freeze dried stuff is just easier to keep out here. He's going to continue to get peanut butter every single day. Every single day when I make my protein shake and I scoop out some peanut butter and I put it in the thing and I throw the spoon, he licks the peanut butter up every single day. Again, I tell you, he's turning 15 in the next 2 days, and we have not been to the vet since he was 6 months. So you can suck my fat brown dick. Shout out to Indie Boom. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. I know they never do realize, do they? They never do realize. So I definitely should have. I definitely should have just been like, fine, then charge you the fucking fee. Like, I don't give a shit, bitch. But I was trying to what's the fucking word? I was trying to resolve the situation. I was trying to be a good person. Obviously it's my dog. It's my responsibility. I'm trying to get out the door, but yeah, I'll fucking clean the shit up. Whatever. Like, I don't have money to just throw away. So whatever. So I'm doing that, and I get that. Fine. Get done. Back in the room. Get Morty. Get the bed. Finally. Close the car door. Take a deep breath. All right, Mort. We are just over an hour. Hey, look, GPS is saying 57 minutes. Let's do this. I got, of course, my Chrysler 200 is a push start. Oh no. Oh no. Please check transmission. I'm like, this has gotta be a goddamn joke. This is gonna be a goddamn joke. I was there. The car started. I brought it where it needed to be. I paid for the parking. The parking. It was there. It just needed to start one more time. And I would have been home. And it would have been, like I said, it would have been about 9:30 in the morning. He still wouldn't have been doing great, but, I would have been able to, actually smoke. I would have been able to, take more of my meds, not worrying about, other people. I would have been myself in my own home, comfortable if something were going. Everything was so set up, and I made that decision. And again, if I had not made that decision and I just kind of hunkered down and just let him be sick for a while, then I would have never had to deal with the front desk people. But again, I'm thinking of Morty. I want to get Morty where he is, at least safer. And because I didn't know exactly what triggered that, I don't know if it was something in the room. I don't think it was just something just generally in the room, because we checked in on Friday and he was fine all Friday. And I mean, I was gone most of Saturday, but when I get back, it wasn't, like I said, it was between the time that I got, between that I got back to the hotel from the wedding and 3:30 in the morning. That's when it started. So I mean, I don't know. It could have been anything. Could have been anything. And he is known to, oh, what's up? Let me see. So yeah. And so I'm so close. It's like 8:50 something. I'm like, bro, I could be home before 9 a.m. And so this is when I just broke down. I was like, no. Oh my God. I call my dad. I'm like, well, I guess my travel luck has preceded me. Because if you'll remember, when I went to Vegas, I mixed up the day of my flight and packed everything up, got high, intentionally high to be in the skies, and went to the wrong airport on the wrong day, and then missed the big party of the Freedom Fest convention because I was too high. But shout out again to Papa Lutch for coming in the clutch. So his, they're right next there. What's saying? King said, does it kind of feel like you're reliving the situation? A little bit. I'm regretting turning the fan off before I started. A little bit. Yeah, it was rough. So I at that point, I called my dad and I'm like, cause I'm not like when small things go wrong, like little shit, like everything that had happened before that. I'm like, okay, it's survival mode. Just like do what we got to do. That's kind of where my desire to be like, all right, let me clean this up. The throat. That's where that is. Just like, okay, let's just do what we need to do. It's usually the small things, but I think it was the collection of everything and the small thing of like, okay, you did everything. All you need to do is just drive home now. You can listen to your own podcast, not your own podcast, not like my own show, but the podcast that you want to listen to. You got your GPS. It's your car. It's you, and then you'll be in your own home. That close. But yeah, so Papa Lech came over to my hotel trying to figure out what's going on. And of course, whenever you have car problems, everybody in the fucking world becomes a mechanic. Oh, if you do this, you do that, you do that. No, motherfucker, it's not like that. You have to press the button because there is no key. You can't put it in neutral if the car won't turn on. The car is on in terms of the battery. It is telling me that I need to service the transmission. This is not something that you are going to lift the hood and fix it. So another 20 minutes spent of people coming by. Oh, did you try that? Let me try this. Let me try that. Let me try this. Let me try this. Eventually, again, shout out to Papa Lodge. I was like, he was like, let's just get you and Morty home, and then we'll figure everything out. So we called AAA. We called AAA, and then there luckily was a car rental place in the mall that was not too far away. Now again, remember it is 8 in the morning. I'm hungover as hell, and Morty's in the state that he's in, and we have to walk, and it's hot. And I'm dressed to be in my air-conditioned car so that I don't have to put stuff in bags or have them. I'm just, when I travel, I'll put on extra layers. That's that much less that you have to pack. So I'm dying. He's dying. He's throwing up here and there along the way. He pooped along the way. I had one bag with me, so I was praying that he wasn't going to put, because again, if dog throws up, people don't expect to be prepared for that. But if you're out walking with a dog and the dog poops, people expect to pick it up. So I'm just waiting. We were like, okay, my dad's like, all right, you hang back because I don't know if they're gonna have a problem with the dog. So like, I'll go say that it's for me and whatever. So I'm hanging back. He's doing whatever. We're getting good. We're good to go. Let's go. And it's hit me. I'm like, oh man, I'm going to puke. There's no bathroom. It's a kiosk in the middle of the mall. So like the bathroom is all the way down that way or all the way down that way. So the best I had was there was garbage cans around. And so my idea is to, act like I'm strolling Morty around and then, just looking what's over there. Oh, cool. I don't know how conspicuous or inconspicuous it was, but I didn't care. It felt good to get that out. But we get the car. We're good. And finally, get it back. Now they're at the hotel. They're giving me shit about, hey, you can't keep your car there. It's gonna get towed. Like, bitch, I swear to fucking God. Could you be any further up my ass? Yeah, I just decided that I rushed out of your hotel to sit in front. What is going on in people's minds? Before what? I do not know what that says. So yeah, eventually, I rented the car, got home. Morty was touch and go. It was touch and go for a while. Like he got into some heaving, some heaving bouts where I was worried, but it kept getting, it kept decreasing in severity. His breath, when he wasn't in those fits, his breath was getting a little bit deeper, and with him being out, I don't know if it was, maybe, he's not usually around a lot of people. I brought him to the wedding. And maybe just somebody had something that he's not, I don't know. But it was at 3:30 when he did that 360, I knew something was wrong. And even in the first positive sign that I had was that he fell asleep in the car. So we have the rental car. I took it, we go back to the hotel, take the 4 bags from my car into the rental car. And my dad's like, you just get out of here. I'll wait for the AAA. They'll tow it wherever. And so we had them tow it somewhere near near where I am, so that when it's time to go pick it up, I don't have to drive all the way an hour out of the way. But they can't figure out what's wrong with it. They brought it to the AAA guy shows up and hooks up his battery thing, and the car starts, no problem.
What?
They drive it to the AAA, or I don't know if they towed it or they're checking out on and off, and they're like, I don't know what this service. I don't know what this means. They don't know what it means. And so they're like, all right, well, nothing's wrong with it. Like we're able to start it up and drive around and whatever, but our master technician is coming in tomorrow. So I only had the car rented until today. So as of last night, I get home, and I was thinking about doing a stream to kind of, the plan was to talk about this stuff on stream with you guys yesterday, and then just come in fresh and have something ready to go today. But life, right? And I just decided it was better. I didn't want to, he finally was asleep, and it felt like he was doing better. I wanted him to rest, and so I chose him over you guys. Would do it again. But he threw up a couple more times, overnight. I don't think he threw up today at all. But I've been using the high five as a kind of like litmus test. Because last night I was like, all right, you guys, all right, give me a high five. And he's like that. And he's like, bro, don't even make me do that. This morning, I was like, all right, give me a high five. And he was on his back, and he was like, kind of doing it, but you could tell he was being a little bit lazy. It's like, I think I can get away with this. And so I was like, come on. And he kind of eventually like plopped up and gave me a really weak one. Then after he finally had some water. That is when when he was like actually drinking water, because like I said earlier, when we got back home, I gave him some ice cubes. They like to play with ice cubes, or you smash it, make little ice chips. That's a way to get just water in his system. And he wouldn't even go for that. So it was, if you guys are parents, and I text my dad that I'm sorry for every single time that, like when I was a teenager and I was somewhere that you didn't know where I was, or you didn't know how I was doing. Like, my dad's not a particularly anxious person, but I could still imagine that your mind has to go to the worst places so often, so quickly, and so easily. I was just a mess, man. I was a mess. And not like physically. I wasn't like crying or anything, but just in my head, I'm like, what's going to happen? Like, is this it? Is this how he goes? Insane. So I get home, and now I'm, the Morty's home. Morty's doing, like, as of this morning, Morty's doing better. So the question is, okay, am I going to get my car back? This is before they said about the master tech thing. So I wake up, and because I'd gone to sleep, because it was like 7 o'clock when I made the decision, like, all right, I'm not moving. He's in bed, he's sleeping, I'm not moving. Then, you know, I did what I need to do, just fall asleep at a time I'm not used to falling asleep. And I woke up at like 10:30 this morning, which again is relatively early, but I got a full night's sleep. And still, you know, I could tell that he was not quite 100, but like I said, a lot better. That's when he was willing to give me the initial, you know, like lazy high five. Took him out for a short walk. His tail was up, and like just lots of positive signs. Then again, you know, he was drinking water. He drank some water again. He started playing with his peanut butter toy. So he's still not 100, but it does seem like Morty will live. So that's how the last mostly 24 hours of my life has gone. Shout out to James. Thank you. So you just described why primitives, primitives? Or I was thinking primitives or primates. Sorry, I'm still a little rusty. You just described why primitives invented religion. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Thank you for the $2 super chat. And of course, that comes with a treat for my co-host Morty. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. The desire, the need to understand. Good one. I don't have cats. What would make you think that? Have you ever seen cats? Have I ever talked about having cats? I don't have cats. It's me and Morty. But yeah, I completely agree. That is exactly why humans want that comfort. But here's the thing. Me telling myself that, oh, Morty is a tough dog and he's going to make it, number one, is based on evidence. And two, if I had decided that, oh, I know that Morty's going to be fine as long as I spin around 3 times, and like none of that actually had any relevance to it. So you're right in the sense why it was invented. It doesn't really say why it's still here. Doesn't really say why it's still here. Powerlessness of not being able to save or keep all that you love needs the magic of special pleading. Okay, prove it. Again, I'm willing to hear this argument, but that's not the argument. That's the claim. Okay, fine. So make that argument why special pleading is needed. Because Morty and I are both here, and not once did I even think about God. Not once did I think about a prayer or any of that. I thought about the gratitude of the life that we've had together. I hoped that he wouldn't die. I hoped that he would be better. But God, that never it never even. This is the first time that God came into my head because of this issue. This is what I think like you guys are not able to understand. Like, as much as it's not a conscious rejection of when something good happens. Means no, it's not God. It's not God. I swear it's not God. Like, bro, I just don't think about it like that. The same way that whenever you go to a party, you don't. Oh man, this party would be much better with heroin. You're just not somebody who's into heroin. And that's the same thing for myself and a lot of atheists. We just don't need that. I'm here. Morty's here. We made it. No God necessary. Dilly to that. All right. So, didn't say you did or you didn't. Fair enough. But yeah, I again agreed with the initial statement. Taylor said it's because of how much you love and care for Morty that you thought of a divine. So again, I did not think of a divine being. I think the same thing recently now since my family members got cancer. I'm very sorry to hear that. But I maybe misheard me. I was saying at no point. The only time I thought about God was when I was literally at my sister's wedding, the wedding ceremony, and they were talking about God and saying Bible verses. And it wasn't even like a church wedding. Like, it was her friend that was the officiant. And then when James brought up a religion. So, like, in the same way that when you go to a party, heroin is not what you reach for to make sure everything goes okay. When I live life, God, I don't reach for God, not because I'm rejecting God, but because the evidence has shown that when I reach out, nothing is there. And so if special pleading is needed, then it definitely is needed to make the special pleading is definitely needed to make these arguments work. I agree with you there, for sure. But why they need special pleading in the first place is what needs to be determined. Whew. So I don't know. So that was okay. So that was about an hour. I was not really sure whether you guys were going to be, obviously it's Morty. I knew you guys would be interested in Morty, but in terms of, all the stuff, I wasn't sure how much, you care about that stuff, and I don't say that as like, oh, well, me, don't you care about my life? Like, you don't know me. I'm a face on your screen. I don't need you to care about me. So I give me your as we go through this and stuff. I'd love to hear your opinions on what was this like for you in terms of when stuff does happen in my life. Do you want me to? Do you care if I take the time, or would you prefer that, like, oh, hey, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's the show? If you have other stuff to talk about, you got Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. That is completely fine. This is not my diary. This is something that I'm doing for you. But I can't do what it is without putting all of myself into it. And so it's just a matter of how. I did not plan. Well, I mean, I planned out that I was going to tell you, and it all did just happen to me. So I didn't need to memorize anything. But no, I just came here and I was like, guys, guess what happened? It was a whole big thing. I don't think it is weird. I mean, it's definitely weird when people get these obsessive, like, parasocial relationships. We're just talking in Discord about how there's a couple people who, like, you do realize, like, I'm not anything more than you just because you've seen my face on your phone or your computer, right? Like, you realize that I'm just a person, just like you're a person. And, like, I'm not automatically going to be better at things just because I have a YouTube channel. And, like, people expect me to be, like, a professional at everything that has to do with talking to people and being online and doing computers, because I have a webcam in my living room. Like, I don't. So it's not weird that you care. I'm glad that you care. I would hope that, because of the fact that I put so much of my personal life, my personal views into this, that I would hope that you care. But you guys, a lot, I see, damn, everyone here is a member. So, again, I got to think about everything. But I don't know, kind of just talking out loud, and just letting you know that if you have feedback, negative or positive, it is very, very welcome. James said, that is also why God doesn't exist. You have to surrender your better faculties. Agreed there. Excuse me. Nordic-born said, agree with you. If it helps people, then good for them. I just don't buy into it.
Bingo.
Yeah, and that's, for a long time I was that, typical, that stereotype of the atheist. Like, oh my God, no, this is not good enough. You have to reject it. But I've realized that, oh, okay, like, number one, as James is pointing out, there's a reason that religion was invented. And to just take that away is not going to do do what I had to initially, when I was 20 years old, hope it would do. And so yes, if it works for you, good for you. But what I'm doing is looking to build a world where it might help, but it's probably just going to give you what you can already get from the American identity. Hey, Hey, shout out to Guillermo and shout out to the Shuli Network. Welcome, buddy. King said you're like a human magnet, eccentric. People want to be. Well, I don't know that I'm the type of stuff that I've been talking about. People have not been very friendly, but I do very much appreciate that that you guys are here and that you guys do care. As much as I cannot ever thank my dad enough for having, because like my dad was like, all right, if anything, I'll drive, because he's like, if anything, I'll drive you home and then drive back and then have to drive back to his home, which is further south than my home. And I was like, I mean, like, I can't let you do that. I can't let you do that. And so that we were thinking about like maybe taking an Uber, but I don't know. You know, he's a small dog, but he's throwing up. Like, I don't know how that works with like ordering Ubers, and the Uber gets there and you don't tell them, or if you do tell them and you can't. And I don't know. I was a wreck for a minute, and so he really came through. But being able to come and share with you guys, it's just a little different. It's just a little different. A shoe on head. Okay, so that's something we can check out. So let's start putting in the chat the stuff that we want to see. So we're gonna check out JFK. What else has been going on since we were talking with Theo and Trump, or even right before that? Because I gotta be honest, I wasn't paying super close attention. Oh, because we're in another one of those like peak of the valley. No, valley of the peak. Valley of the peak, where like, you know, if a normal news day is here, like a bunch of stuff is happening right now, but it's all developing. So it's like a bunch of stuff is happening, and then it's kind of in the lull of the stuff happening. You know what I mean? Shout out again to Funk Master General. Oh my goodness. Said Morty's passing will usher in end times. Yummy, yummy. Of course we care. I really do appreciate. I mean, I really, really have you know, I'm not prepared for that. I'm gonna be a wreck. I'm gonna be a wreck, and I don't think there is a way to prepare. As far as I've thought out, I years ago, I thought before I was like into the dog training thing, I had assumed that either as soon as he's gone, I'll get another one, or if I know that he is, you know, getting near the end, then I'll get a new one. And then there's, you know, at least I have the new dog already and I have a relationship with the new dog already. But I think I'm good for a minute. Like I mean, if you don't know how much I love this dog from the story I just told, I don't know what else I could tell you. So if you're asking about what I'm saying, so the you know, the theme here is that I did want to tell you all that stuff, but what the fuck happened all week? I have not been paying attention. I was out the wedding, and then you know, I've just not been in the news. So I heard that you know, JFK and Tulsi were well, JFK backed Trump, and then Tulsi was maybe in put I don't know, spoke highly of. Again, I don't really know. So yeah, give me like specific things that we could look up and check out. And this is a good opportunity for, you know, smaller things that, you know, maybe like yeah, like Dave Smith is good. I have the Tucker thing that I think we're gonna do Wednesday. But that's gonna be like, you know, a full show. So right now, you know, while we have about an hour and a half left, if we have like smaller things, let's do that. But yeah, Funk, I was saying, hey, a shout out to my lost interest. Welcome to the party. Said I enjoy your show. Well, thank you, sir. Do you ever delve into quantum physics explanation of the universe? So not quite specifically. But I will say not yet. So what I've realized is that you know, as we talk about stuff, I'm realizing that everybody's kind of at a different place in terms of the fundamentals of philosophy, specifically moral philosophy. And some people know a lot and will say stuff that either it will take us off track where a lot of people don't get it, or it'll be over my head. And I'll be like, I'm not trying to big dog you. Like, I don't understand. And so there's a channel, Crash Course, which has done a really good series on philosophy. And we're getting into that. but that's finite. So I think after we finish Philosophy Fridays, so that's what we do every Friday. Philosophy Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern. Once we're done with Philosophy Friday, I think we are gonna get into more stuff like that, as well as psychology stuff. And so Monday and Wednesdays will be more for like current events and politics and stuff. And then I think Fridays is better for non-political stuff, whether it's philosophy or science or anything else. Welcome. We also got our boy Guam Tech. Welcome. You deserve some time to sit with your feelings. If anything happens with the pup, of course, we understand if you took some time off. Glad to see you back in one piece. Glad to see you as well. Thank you. Destiny debated Tiger King. All right, that's getting started. We'll definitely come back to that. We're going to start with RFK. Holy moly. Okay, Hassan got kicked out. There we go. This is what I'm looking for. Literally one day after Matt Walsh. Shout out to Matt Walsh. I cannot wait for Am I Racist to come up. I cannot wait. Yep. All right, so let's start with a RFK. So, what exactly am I? So, I think, do I want to do RFK Trump? Because again, I didn't see any of this stuff, so I need you guys to show me what we're doing. This looks like the right one, no? Let me know what we got. I'm gonna speed these motherfuckers up a little bit. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So I'm starring good stuff. Let me know if this is what you're talking about, or if not. Of course, if you want to drop links in the Discord, in the free chat, then I can pull up whatever. But let's do it. Yeah, James said, I can't wait for any election to be over, whoever wins. Yeah, the election season, I mean, it's good for views, it's good for ratings, but as far as the mental health of the country, not ideal. But that being said, we will fight. That's right. Fight. All right, let's see what we got here.
Tonight
I did actually watch the speech that this was Arizona. So I think he was in Detroit today. I did watch that whole speech. But it's just a lot of Trumpism stuff, like nothing that none of us are unfamiliar with.
I'm very pleased to welcome a man who has been an incredible champion for so many of these values that we all share, and we've shared them for a long time. I don't think too many of you people have heard of him. He's very low key.
Oh, I missed this. All right, so where are we? Pick it up. Oh, we're talking about. Okay, I see what you're saying. We're talking about the philosophy stuff. I could easily be. I thought.
Bingo. Stupid.
So what had happened was, I thought you said I could easily beat Lutch if we in real life if we could avoid talking about politics. I was like, "Are you coming for me, homie? Let me drop the link. Let's do this." Yeah, I agree. I think we could be good friends, and I think we could talk about politics. I mean, maybe you want to stay, but I think we'd be good either way. But welcome to the party, brother. Good to see ya. Glomtech said this video fucking kills it. My grandma hates Trump, but loves RFK. Can't wait to show her this video and see what she thinks. A lot of boomers are in the same boat. Yeah, I think the fact that let's watch the I'm tiny. That's not a flex. Okay. So yeah, let's watch and hear what he says, because in terms of the states being or the rather him being on certain ballots in certain states, that's a huge thing.
I don't think too many of you people have heard of him. He's very low key. He's a very low key person.
My listeners said RFK crapped on Trump and vice versa. Now they're teaming up. Welcome to politics, buddy. That's what they do. Do you remember how Trump and Vance? Remember how Trump and I don't even remember his name. Pence was. Do you remember who called out Joe Biden for busing? There was a little girl that got bused to school. That little girl was me. That's what they always do. This is politics.
He's very low key.
Hey, shout out to Lone Wolf. Thank you for a comment. And I did just tell the whole story, so definitely go check that on the replay. But he is doing perfectly, well, almost perfectly fine. Almost perfectly fine. He is here and he is healthy and we are good. Thank you so very much for asking. James Quinn said, which candidate has given the most hand jobs? Seems obvious, but Trump did go to an all-boys private school. Yeah, I mean, safe bet's Kamala, but...
I don't think too many of you people have heard of him. He's very low-key. He's a very low-key person.
Trump with the Gen Z lingo.
He is a great person. I've known him for so long. For the past 16 months, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Is that what I think it is? There goes my hero. Watch him as he goes. All right, we are gonna get claimed for that. There goes my hero.
And he deserves it. He deserves it.
If only, okay, I have a great idea. What if I dedicate one day every week to philosophy? This is not a philosophy channel, but what if Fridays are kind of usually typically a little bit slower, not as, so maybe like, hey, and Friday and philosophy, there's a little bit of alliteration now. Maybe we should start doing Philosophy Fridays. Oh, you mean we're about to do Philosophy Friday 6? Yes. I think we can all agree on the thing that I've already done that we all like.
He deserves it.
Kamala never rode a bus growing up. She grew up more white than I did. They're teaming up. Yeah, facts. They are teaming up to stop communism from taking over the country.
Bingo.
To, ironically, save our democracy.
For the past 16 months, Bobby has run an extraordinary campaign.
I know. I meant to say that. I forgot with the copyright thing. I meant to say how because Dave Grohl is super anti-Trump, right? Oh my goodness. And people said, what about fish fries? We were just talking about fish. I like that better. I have a lot more to learn about fish than I do. I think that's a fair statement. I think I have a lot more to learn about fish than I do about philosophy. Not that there's not a lot that I've learned about philosophy, but there's a lot more that I don't know about fish.
Past 16 months, Bobby has run an extraordinary campaign for president of the United States. I know, because he also went after me a couple of times. I didn't like it.
There you go. So I mean, we're getting not only where'd you go? Yeah, we're not only getting up the teaming up to stop the actual evil. We got transparency. Let's also not forget that, along with myself, the presumptive vice president was a never Trumper who has videos that are still online that call Trump Hitler. We have to get past the idea that these are just normal people saying exactly what they think for exactly the reasons that they're saying it. You know this. This is why you're frustrated. You know that politics is all theater. You know that it's all BS. But I saw somebody today. Oh, actually, I'm bringing that up. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I almost didn't bring this up. I saw a TikTok today of this guy who is on the left.
So here's the thing.
And made a pretty reasonable point. We'll play it. We'll just do it here. he made a pretty reasonable point about, from a left-wing perspective about, how to think about this election and what's going on. And it still just blows my mind that just like some of the Christians, they have an inability to see that, like, we're not reaching for the racism when something goes wrong. We're not reaching for, oh, that's fascist when something goes wrong. We don't think that way. And this guy, again, I think this is the only thing I've seen from this guy. I have no idea who he is, but I think he's intelligent. I think he's well-read. I think he's reasonable. I just think he's wrong. But I need you guys to see how, I don't even know the word. Just like how off the perspective is, even on the best of them. Shout out to Avery. Welcome to the party. It went much better than last night. Check out the replay to find out why. What do we got here? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Kawamtek, I got that. Michael said, I prefer RFK over Trump, if not for his stance on abortion. Yep. A lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people have, it's just one issue. A lot of people, it's either it's either the war stuff or the what did you say? The abortion stuff, or it's usually just one issue. But let's check this out really quick before we jump back into the RFK speech. And then, oh man, Guam Tech came through for us.
So here's the thing. Kamala is very obviously the pragmatic choice.
But again, we're just listening. This is a leftist, or not a leftist, but this is a Democrat speaking to other Democrats. And if other Democrats were more like this, then we would have a much better world. So I make fun, but let's keep it a buck.
The pragmatic choice, right? And when I say that, I just want to clarify that I understand in a big picture way, a long-term sense, how the Democratic and Republican parties in this country are effectively the same. They both serve.
I do have it saved. Again, I've been stuck watching Lost, and I know I got to catch up on this stuff, but I do have this saved. Is it good? I'm definitely yes is the answer to your question. I'm definitely interested in it. Avery said, I was questioning if I wanted to vote for Trump this election, but the attempted sassy nation solidified my vote. That's all right. One like equals one fight. There we go. So again, a lefty talking to other lefties.
Effectively, in this country are effectively the same.
And we agree with that. The uniparty, we talk about that all the time.
They both serve primarily to uphold the interests of the ruling class, to keep the masses docile, and are both, admittedly at slightly varying paces, pushing us further into the den of fascism, which we have already very solidly entered into at this point. However, acting like in the shorter term, over the course of the next 4 years, there is literally no difference between Kamala and Trump, that there would be no advantages, however marginal they might be, to Kamala being in office rather than Trump.
You know what he's going to say, and you agree.
That is just reductive to the point of being nonsensical.
Bingo.
Regardless of who you are, there's a lot of people like I don't want to name names, but we're not doing this right now. Come on. I gave you the lens. You're a Democrat right now. You're a Democrat who's all in for Kamala, and Trump is the worst thing ever. That's the framing. But again, we all agree that the uniparty is moving in one direction, and we all agree that they're both working for the military-industrial complex, all that, blah, 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 blah. So far, he hasn't said anything that we disagree with.
Reductive to the point of being nonsensical, right? So I just want to get that out of the way. Because the main thing I want to talk about in this video is that human beings are not perfectly rational, utilitarian, finely tuned decision-making machines, where you just put in all of the inputs of your current situation and reliably every time get the most pragmatic choice, right? There's a lot of other things that go into the way we make decisions, like the way we feel about things, our emotions.
So this is ironic coming from. I'll come back to that in a minute. It's ironic coming from the left, but again, this is why I think why I'm showing you this, because usually you would be like, well, yeah, your everything is about your feelings and your emotions, but we have to also understand that on our side, that facts don't care about your feelings. There's a lot of feelings involved in politics, regardless of what side you're on. Good question. If we do have any, I'd love to know just what you think. Good question.
About things, our emotions, senses of loyalty, or betrayal or frustration.
Are you?
All of these things, the breadth and depth of the human experience, you might say. And
I mean, just really quick, he said it right. Like, worst case scenario, he needs them to protect him for the rest of his life. So, like Dave was making a point. Tucker, Dave was on. No, that was on Dave's podcast. I don't know if they were talking about on Tucker as well. I didn't see that yet. But yeah, Dave was talking on his podcast about that. He's been super lenient on the Secret Service, but like he still needs them. The other aspect is that there might be a difference between the Secret Service and the team that's assigned to Trump. But either way, yeah, it's definitely possible. Definitely possible.
You might say
he is human after all.
And over the course of the last 11 months, most of us, any of us who have not been just flat out turning a blind eye, have been experiencing to some degree or another a live streamed genocide that our government, the current administration, is largely paying for and supplying. And this has affected different people in different ways.
So again, I want you to understand the framing that this is a moderate left-wing person who is trying to find middle ground, trying to give a moderate answer, coming from the perspective of somebody who thinks that Kamala is pragmatic and that Trump is not an option. And what he goes to is that there's a genocide. Okay.
Some people obviously have been able to keep more distance from that, but others haven't, right? Other people are feeling it much more viscerally. There are some people, you may be shocked to hear, in this country, on this app, who have family members, who have friends in Gaza, in Palestine, who they are worried about losing, who they may have already lost. And for a lot of those people, putting a check next to Kamala's name on the ballot, even given that she's just the pragmatic choice.
Even given. So if it's a given, if it's not, but for the purposes, it's given. It's a given. Of course, she's the pragmatic choice. What are you going to vote for, Trump? But if you are somebody who has Palestinian connections, then it makes sense why that might turn you away. But I'll get to my full point when he finishes.
That would feel like a betrayal of the people in Gaza who are experiencing this ongoing genocide.
Why the watermelon? Is that because it's the flag?
Right now, it will feel like a line in the sand that should not be crossed. Consequences be damned. And if that doesn't make sense to you, there was a really good video that Ismachi posted, I think the other week now, where they talked about how a big piece of this liberal urge to just get past Palestine, to stop critiquing Kamala for Gaza and just get on board. A big piece of that is driven by the fact that a lot of people in the US, in the West generally, don't view the people in Gaza as real, full people. If you don't understand what I mean by that, I want you.
So again, think we're now over halfway through the video, and the only thing that he's talked about has been Gaza. Aside from the fact that there's the Uniparty, and that even though the Uniparty is doing the Uniparty, that over the next 4 years it will be different if there's a Kamala presidency versus a Trump presidency. And then he said, "There's a genocide." Shout out to Sizemore. Welcome to the party. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're watching a moderate left-wing guy who I think is giving us a good insight as to why people on the left, even the quote-unquote good ones, just don't get it. They just don't get it. So again, we've spent 3 minutes and 40 seconds of him talking. I sped it up a little bit. 3 minutes and 40 seconds of him talking about, hey, Kamala is obviously the pragmatic choice. But if you're Palestinian, it makes sense why maybe you can't check that box.
You to imagine that the genocide is not happening on the other side of the world, Rather, it's happening in your neighborhood.
And so now he's gonna just mansplain. Yes, I'm doing that on purpose. Mansplain. Well, Ukraine is a big country, and it's good. Like, yes, we understand genocide is bad, not because we can see the people, but because we understand the concept of what genocide is. But let the lefty do lefties.
In your city, the people who are being killed are your friends, your family members, people that you know. I want you to visualize the face of the person that you care about most in this world, and then imagine that they were just
Dilly, come on in with the tag on the end there. Coming in hot. Watermelon's leftist code for Palestine. I believe it's based on the flag colors. Everything on the left is based solely on color. Got him. Good one.
Most in this world, and then imagine that they were just crushed under the rubble of a falling building.
Is that what genocide means?
Just the other day, right? Really, really sit with that. That's what it feels like to experience.
Stick with me. I got a point.
This is happening to you as full and real people, and I want you to sit in that place and really ask yourself, in that place, do you feel like you would be able to go and put a check next to Kamala's name? She's still a pragmatic choice, but also you used to have a brother, a sister, a partner, a parent, and then they were crushed under rubble. And the very next day, you watch Kamala shake Netanyahu's hand and tell him that he has her full, undying support.
Solid point, right? Solid point. Nothing that I disagree with, but does it feel like he's explaining to other Democrats why it's okay for you to vote for Trump? Or does it feel like he's explaining why it's okay to not vote for Kamala?
Right? Now, maybe some of you are going to say that you would still be able to just turn a blind eye, hold your nose, and vote for the pragmatic choice. But I'm guessing more of you, if you're really honest, are saying that you would not be able to do that. That would feel, even in a small way, like signing off on what is happening to those people. That would feel like a betrayal of your loved ones. The point of this video is not me telling you how to vote or how to not vote. You should vote how you want to vote, right? And personally, I do, in a pragmatic sense, hope that Kamala wins.
Oh, surprise.
Right? But what I do want to say to end this video is that the heart of fascism is getting people to ignore their humanity, to deride the humanity of others, to ignore the humanity of others for the sake of control, for the sake of order, for the sake of fitting into systems, regardless of how oppressive they are.
How many times do you think he's had a conversation about the uniparty and the minute, if any, differences between the parties with somebody who actually is voting for Trump? This is not the reasoning. Like, yeah, no new wars has been a big thing, but it's not because we couldn't imagine that, oh, there's a war going on somewhere, and those are people, and we need to be able to look at the faces of our own children and neighbors and friends in order to understand that. Maybe your side is that stupid. But, and again, what I'm saying is that this isn't some activist. This guy's definitely not a Fed. This guy is too middle of the road to be a Fed. Like, this video does nothing. This video does nothing. He's not wrong, but it's just so off base that it doesn't really do what it's supposed to do. It's not wrong. It's not bad. What this video is doing is somebody on the left opening the door for other people on the left to see, okay, it's okay that somebody would vote differently than me. That's a good thing. We want that. That's something that's very scarce on the left. That's why I'm saying that this is a good one. But still, that is what he's talking about. Not that there's wars in general. Not that there's one side of, again, we're talking about just Kamala and Trump. We're talking about just the next 4 years. That in just the next 4 years, there's one party that wants to keep the wars going. And there's one party that specifically said, I just want to see the death stop or the dying stop, whatever it is. They just don't get it. And it's not because they're stupid. It's because they are brainwashed. This is not a stupid person. This is not a stupid person. I'm sorry, that is not the case. James said if you replaced Palestine with Mexico and you replaced Israeli peace concert for a South Texas peace concert, we would still be picking through the never-ending pile of Mexican bones. Oof. Oof. And yeah, good point. That does, that's the point. That people who need to hear this message, people who need to hear this, don't understand that this type of nuance exists. It's who's the good guys and who's the bad guys. That's it. And they were told that Israel's the bad guys. So, well, Hamas must be the good guys. Grom tag. So the point of this video is to do what all uber lefties do. Just complain with little to no solutions. I disagree. Again, I disagree. I think this guy is trying to help. I think he's trying to find a middle ground. I just think he's doing a bad job of it. I'll tell you what I excuse me. I'm not used to the bubbly. I was drinking wine all weekend and beer. But I drink Guinness, so it's not as bubbly. But anyway, so when I saw that, oh my God, I sent one Snapchat. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, I sent one Snapchat to my cousin because he didn't use any other platforms. And we were talking about smoking and stuff. So I sent him a little thing. And I got some alert from somebody. It's like, oh my God, now that I use this app once in the last 3 years, now you're going to start giving me updates. Anyway, so I posted that TikTok, and I said, it's always wild to see that even the most articulate of those on the left still don't quite understand where we're coming from. This guy literally thinks that everyone who is rational is on board with Kamala and the Democrats. Does anybody disagree with that? Because what did he say? Well, yeah, obviously, Kamala's the pragmatic choice. That's a given. That's a given. But here's a reason why somebody might not want to vote for her. Genocide. Like, okay, yes, fair. I mean, war is definitely a big reason why we don't want Kamala. But that's all you can come up with? This guy literally thinks that everyone who is rational is on board. Everyone who is rational is on board with Kamala and the Democrats. But some just have to draw a red line in the sand with Gaza. He can't fathom that there are things important in front of mind for him that aren't necessarily the same for other people, even as he makes a very measured and articulate video. Especially if you're framing this as, yeah, the uniparty, but if we just take the next 4 years, pretending that Kamala and Trump will have the same America is silly. Which obviously I agree with. The uniparty is marching along. The deep state is getting stronger whether Trump wins or not. But in my eyes, the only opportunity for that to be slightly less possible is changing the landscape so that the people who want to uphold our culture don't feel too afraid to stand up for it. I think there's more of us than there are of them. But culture has just dictated that we're all wrong and we're all bad, and only some of us have the balls to be like, no, you're the bad one. This is what's right. That's pretty, and going to say, that's pretty much my whole vote. What is going to make the people that care enough to actually stand for it? And it's glaringly obvious that anyone who's looking at Kamala doesn't understand how domestically dangerous Kamala really is. Not even saying that Trump isn't a reason lefties wouldn't riot, but he's one man. Everybody can get mad that Trump is Trump and Trump is doing Trump. But let's think back to the riots. They weren't rioting specifically over Trump. But let's implement a few of Kamala's policies. And it's not her that we have to worry about. Now it's every fucking person who doesn't like what she said, doesn't like what she did, now has a legitimate reason to want unrest. Let's put it that way. It's just a little. It's so short-sighted. They just don't get it. They just don't get it. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Matthew King said, "Did you see the story saying Trump is actually farther left than Kamala? He's an old school Democrat in policy." I believe it. I would have to see it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Since I would say if I was able to vote in America, I would vote against Trump more so than voting for Kamala. But as moderate lefty Canadians go, I preferred Sanders or Warren over Harris or Biden 4 years ago. I think this is not meant to be condescending. And it may be the naivete of being within America and not understanding how central America is to everywhere else in the world, or my Americanism thinking that I even have to caveat that maybe living in a different country, you would even understand how right in line with the craziness that I just alluded to this falls. Like, it's not about, it's just not about the promises that they make, the things that they say. It's about the entire establishment. It's about which direction is this going to move things. And again, I come back to careening off a cliff or standing in one spot doing not a goddamn thing. Which one would you rather be? Agreed. That's why I'm just like, I don't, there's nothing for me to say or do. It's two people or two groups of people who have been bad to each other, who don't want to stop being bad to each other, who just want our money to do more bad to each other. Why would we want to do that? Using your population as human shields to gain sympathy is pretty much intolerable. Yep. Taylor said, for me, it feels a little gray for a third party. What do you mean gray? Who is equal? What? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. And so, no, that was why I did a 5-minute caveat of I don't know what you know. That's literally what I'm saying. I don't know what you know. And so it seems like you may not understand the broader context of why people feel differently than you do on this channel. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm saying it is a possible solution, which is why I think that guy has the same thing. I mean, it doesn't. Whatever. You're gonna get mad. Get mad. Hey, there he is, my boy, Nick Lou Kitty. Welcome to the party. Good to see ya. Morty is indeed doing well. You want to come up and do a little show? He's going to do a little show and get a little treat. There we go, a freebie. There you go. Gotcha. All right, welcome. So let's finally get to this RFK speech. And then Guamtek's got some more for us. I want to see.
Yeah. Because he also went after me a couple of times. I didn't like it. And I mean this sincerely. Had he been allowed to enter the Democrat primary, he would have easily beaten Joe Biden, but they wouldn't let him in. They put up rules. I've never seen rules like he had to have 65% of the vote in order to run, little things like that.
And then I just saw something where Kamala was trying to have all these new rules with the debate, the next debate that's supposed to be on ABC, where she wants to be able to sit down. Loser. She wants notes. Of course she does, because she can't go off script. Matthew said Trump equals no war, no mandates, no big government, anti-establishment. Kamala is pro all of those things. Typical uniparty neocon. Yup.
65% of the vote in order to run, little things like that. His candidacy has inspired millions and millions of Americans, raised critical issues that have been too long ignored in this country, and brought together people.
I thought we were getting a mini Hungry Dance. No? Okay. He is hungry, though. He, he threw up everything in the last 2 days.
People from across the political spectrum in a positive campaign, grounded in the American values of his father, Robert Kennedy, a great man, and his uncle, President John F. Kennedy. And I know that they are looking down right now, and they are very, very proud of Bobby. I'm proud of Bobby. You want to know the truth?
Bobby.
And I don't think I've ever introduced anyone that got applause like he just got. I must tell you, I don't think it's true. I don't think I've ever introduced anybody that got applause like that.
Where you at, Bobby? Trump, I love you, but I know exactly what the hell you're going to say.
Box's encouragement.
Does he speak? Or is he just standing there? Oh, he just stands there. Okay. Was there something where he actually speaks? Where was the thing? Okay, so let's do this. Because I want to see that. I was hoping that was a thing where he was talking about the ballots that he was going to be on. Okay, so what do I want to look for? We want to look for RFK ballot swing states. Let's see what that gets us. Oh, if anybody can get that video. Is this it?
Waiting. 16 months ago, in April of 2023, I launched my campaign for President of the United States. I began this journey as a Democrat, the party of my father, my uncle, the party which I pledge my own allegiance to.
Yeah, guys, if you have something specific, if you can find, whatever it is, timestamp, all that good stuff will help the show run smoother.
Long before I was old enough to vote, I attended my first Democratic convention at the age of 6 in 1960. And back then, the Democrats were the champions of the Constitution, of civil rights. The Democrats stood against authoritarianism, against censorship, against colonialism, imperialism.
At least in my lifetime. I mean, shit has definitely changed. And the Uniparty has always been there. And the Democrats have always been the Democrats. But at least, in my time, the people who were voting for the Democratic Party, whatever was going on behind the scenes, were the people that actually cared. That was the message.
Against censorship, against colonialism, imperialism, and unjust wars. We were the party of labor, of the working class. The Democrats were the party of government transparency and the champion of the environment. Our party was the bulwark against big money interests and corporate power. True to its name, it was the party of democracy. As you know, I left that party in October because it had departed so dramatically from the core values that I grew up with. It had become the party of war, censorship, corruption, big pharma, big tech, big ag, and big money.
Okay, so that wasn't it wasn't it specifically, but again, the notion that he's pulling himself off the ballots in swing states.
Hey, everybody, I'm at the state courthouse in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania this morning. I'm supposed to be in a meeting with community leaders on the south side of Chicago today talking about criminal justice reform, but I had to come here because the Democratic Party is suing me in Pennsylvania.
It's something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, tomorrow I'm going to Mineola, Long Island, because they're suing me there too. They're suing me all over the country.
I'm sure that was our boy, Funkmaster General, maybe Garrett Grant. Either way, thank you, and you are welcome.
They're trying to keep me off the ballot. Unfortunately, in some of these states, we're running into judges who are highly politicized and who are very, very sympathetic, let me put it that way, to the DNC. And today, the judge was less than sympathetic to our side. I came down from Boston this morning. I was supposed to get here last night. We had the whole day set aside for my testimony and for the testimony of Nick Brenna, who is our ballot access director, who stayed the night here in Harrisburg. But I was supposed to come last night, but my plane got canceled because of weather. So I got up at 4 o'clock this morning, and I made it here by 11:30. The judge said that because I was late, there are Supreme Court cases. One of them is from 40 years, his candidacy after the convention. It's the statutory deadline.
Okay, I don't know what it is. So if somebody can find that, that would be ideal. But he is taking his name off the ballots in the swing states, so that in the swing states it'll be just a one-on-one. And we know that people like Trump more. So of course it's not a given, but the fact that in all the swing states, then will be you can vote without feeling like you're stealing votes from the Democrats or the Republicans, because you pretty much know where that's going to go. And that will not only, like, he'll still be on the ballot in the non-swing states. So the amount of support that he gets will have a, because usually when there's a third party candidate, then it's kind of guesswork. The polls are very unreliable as to, like, once the third party's gone, where do those go to? Then it's not really clear. But if he jumps out only in the swing states, and in the red and blue states he gets big numbers, then we know that all the people who like RFK are going with Trump. Oh, Sizemore said, you have to ride in an elevator with Destiny or Vosh. Who do you pick? I mean, I still got to go with Destiny. Like, Vosh is a fucking pedo, dude. Like, yeah, I'm a king. Like, I guess, but come on. It's like, good. There you go. Shout out to Miguel. Just missed it. Same shit. But yeah. There's levels to this shit. I don't know. I'll check it out. I think there's, especially this close to the election, there's other stuff going on. Once the election is over and we go back into the beginning of the cycle, there'll be some stuff. It's like, oh, the new president. If it's Trump, that'll probably last a little longer. If it's Kamala, then there's not going to be any. Like, that's when we're going to get more get deeper into stuff like philosophy, psychology, the sciences and stuff like that, because there's just not going to be anything interesting to talk about. So he's definitely a little wacky, but I mean, you're not finding too many normies in politics. Everybody who said the stairs, how would you feel if you didn't eat anything yesterday? Okay, we were done with that. So I'm going to scroll a little more and see. Oh, come on. I don't know how other people find videos so easily on here.
Years to keep working their long hours, or ask my donors to keep giving when I cannot honestly tell them that I have a real path to the White House. Furthermore, our polling consistently showed that by staying on the ballot in the battleground states, I would likely hand the election over to the Democrats, with whom I disagree on the most existential issues: censorship, war, and chronic disease. I want everyone to know that I am not terminating my campaign. I am simply suspending it and not ending it.
Here we go.
My name will remain on the.
I love the throat clear, as if that's going to do anything. Every time you think, okay, all right, now we're back. But
ballot in most states. If you live in a blue state, you can vote for me without harming or helping President Trump or Vice President Harris. In red states, the same will apply. I encourage you to vote for me. And if enough of you do vote for me, and neither of the major party candidates win 270 votes, which is quite possible,
then it goes to delegates.
Today, our polling shows them tying at 269 to 269. And I could conceivably still end up in the White House in a contingent election. But,
and again, like, you can't say, like, okay, well, obviously that's not going to happen. But, and obviously that's not going to happen. But, like, it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
In about 10 battleground states where my presence would be a spoiler, I'm going to remove my name. And I've already started that process and urge voters not to vote for me. It's with a sense of victory and not defeat that I'm suspending my campaign activities. Not only
There we go. There we go. So I mean, it's a huge move. I don't know. I don't think this has been done before, right? I think this is I don't know if anybody's done this before. I might just be ignorant if they did. But I just saw that you got it. Is this exactly what we just watched?
Tonight, I'm very pleased to welcome a man
14.
who has been an incredible champion for so many of these values that we all share.
All right, there we go. Shout out again to Tech. Let me make sure I got you guys here.
Thank you.
There we go. Thank you, Guam Tech. Everybody put Guam Tech in the chat.
Thank you, President Trump.
Bobby.
Thank you. A few hours after the assassination attempt at Butler, I got a call from a safe food advocate named Kelly Means, who's been fighting for many years to try to end the corruption at CDC and FDA and USDA. And these institutions, these regulatory agencies are actually run by the big food processing companies, the big ag and the chemical companies that they're supposed to regulate. And he said to me that he'd been advising me for many years on my campaign. And he told me that night that he was also advising President Trump. And he asked if I would talk to President Trump. And I said, of course. And about a few minutes later, I got a call from the president. And we talked. We had a very good talk. And then he invited me to come see him the next day. And I went to Minneapolis and saw him. We met again a couple of weeks later in Florida. And we talked about
Stephen Colbert is as white gets.
not about the things that separate us because we don't agree on everything, but on the
It's almost like I have a Discord server where we always talk, and then you do exactly the thing that I'm saying now there as well. Like, shout out to Jetstream. We had a very long and arduous discussion that remained cordial the entire time. So everybody keeps telling me it's me, but I don't know. Like, it seems like a good place where people, when they want to come and have conversations, they come and have conversations. So if you can't do that, then that might be on you. So, okay, then what's the right venue? What's the right venue for us all to be able to understand the under workings of the mind of Stephen Colbert Cheese? Get over yourself, bro. Come on. Like, I'm literally telling you, yeah, I think you're a smart dude. You could. No, and this is what you do. So I'm going to assume that you're full of shit. And like so many other people do, you know a lot about a certain number of things. And whenever those things come up, oh, you are vocal. But then every other time you just do this and hope that we all assume that because you know a lot about this stuff that, it's just not the right venue. Okay, bro. Shout out to Jaden. Welcome to the party. Good to see ya. Said RFK is better with Trump. Hell yeah. At first I thought it said RFK is better than Trump. I was gonna be like, hey, we gotta have a conversation about that. But we're allowed to disagree, right, Stephen? But fully agreed. Welcome to the party. Hey, I got days. We literally will spend 3-4 hours after the show. So make as many excuses as you want. But until you come and actually have the conversation, I'm going to assume you're full of shit because you have the open invitation to do so and you choose not to. Sorry, that's how the internet works. When a random person who doesn't use their own name or picture on the internet says they know a thing, you don't believe them until they say the thing. That's a good rule of thumb. So I'm going to assume that you're full of shit, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to prove me wrong. Now, again, if you don't care, I don't care either. Enjoy your life. I'm just saying, if you want to come in here and tell me how I should run your or not tell me how I should run my show, but say things like, well, if you believe this, then I just plain disagree. Did anybody ask you? Did anybody ask you? Well, I can't do this, and I can't do that, 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 and I'll just let you know that I disagree, and not convince any, and you're free to do that. But if that's all you're doing, then don't act like when somebody engages you, then you're like, oh, well, I'm just saying things, man. I'm just saying things, man. I'm just saying it. No, you're not. You're engaging people and myself in discussions. And then when you get engaged, when somebody engages back with you, you just pivot and you just don't talk about it. So either say what you got to say or don't.
And we talked about not about the things that separate us because we don't agree on everything, but on the values and the issues that bind us together.
Me too. Me too. Me too. I have had legitimate questions since I always made fun of actual anti-vaxxers. And since COVID, I've been like, what are they? Maybe they're onto something. I just assumed that they were stupid because the news people told me they were stupid. So, see, okay, yep. Oh, you don't like me words. You don't like words when I say I disagree. Come on, bro. Shout out to Equality and Deverance because vagina. So the Democrats had a fucked up convention? No way. Apparently, I don't know. I didn't see any of it. I didn't see not a lick. It's surprising that none of you even care a little bit. I'm surprised that we're talking about JFK. We're talking about Trump. Obama spoke. Kamala Harris spoke. I thought we might, care a little bit to just see what she said, but it's hilarious that nobody even cares. Qualtex, these conservatives are cheering for big pharma regulation, big food regulation, and being anti-war. What other venues should this be at? The DNC already proved that that venue isn't interested. Far cry from the conservatives of the 90s. Nuh-uh, I just can't tell you why because of venue.
I don't agree on everything, but on the values and the issues that bind us.
Shout out to Equality and Deborah. Hey, I'm an anti-vaxxer. You're hearing my feelings. No. It's almost like we can have, different opinions and still have conversations if you're willing to have a conversation and not cry just because somebody disagrees with you and says that they disagree with you. It's always the people that will say, oh, you just berate me. No, that's just called having a discussion. Be a goddamn man. And when somebody says, no, I think that's stupid, that they're not saying, you're the stupidest person and I think you're bad. There's a difference. And if you can't tell the difference between, I think that's a stupid idea, and I need to hold your hand, well, Stephen, I think you're a very smart person, and I think you know a lot of things, but in this particular case, I happen not to agree. If that's what you need, then you are correct. This is not the right venue for you. You need something a little more toddler-friendly, but you are still welcome. Matthew King. So we now have to question literally everything the news has told us. I will never let go. I did get a chuckle. Thank you, Equality. I will never get over the fact that the food pyramid was a real thing. How does that happen? Any film said Dr. Jin or John? Either way, Dr. Campbell has been doing deep dive discussions with immunology experts on his YouTube channel. There we go. So, as somebody with full access to the Discord server, what you could do is, hey, well, I know you've been talking a lot about this. Maybe check this out. Or, hey, go to this part. When you said this thing in your stream the other day, it made me think, I think that's wrong, and I wasn't sure, so I wanted to check. But here, if you check this out, you think I'm going to berate you for that? No, you don't. You don't think that. You know that that's not the case. I just don't believe that you have anything of value to actually say. But again, I've been wrong before, and I will be wrong again, and I will be very happy to be proven wrong in your case.
It does because we don't agree on everything, but on the values and the issues.
This is working gangbusters for me. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm doing better than I've ever done before in my life. Guantag said when media literacy literally cuts away from RFK, when he starts talking about the corruption of the Democratic Party, you know which side to choose.
That bind us together. And one of the issues that he talked about was having safe food and ending the chronic disease epidemic.
Pseudoscience!
Our children are now the unhealthiest, sickest children in the world. Don't you want?
Well, we lost him for good. I mean, he's obviously still here, but we lost him for good. He's never going to say anything ever again. And there's only so much you can do. Especially if you saw the conversations that I've had with Stephen as well as other people, not singling him out, but the expectation of what a conversation will be is that you're going to come in and you're going to say things that you already think are right, and that everybody's going to just, oh my God, you're so smart. And then when that doesn't happen, you're like, oh, you're mean to me and everybody yells at me. Like, people don't yell unless you're a dick. We disagree all the time. It was only last week. It was the very first time we were having a religious discussion. And shout out again to Jetstream. He, for once, was the lone Christian. And it was like 5-on-1. And I mean, it was like Glomtech was there. You know, he's not an atheist, but you know, he's not in the. So you know, we were doing a good job of like, oh, okay, hey, let's not gang up on him. If you want to have these conversations can be had. What cannot happen is you have these conversations the way that you want to have them, and it actually does anything, because then you're just preaching. You're just saying things. You have to be willing for the pushback. I sit here and let him come at me over and over and over. Has he ever been timed out? Have I ever asked anybody to time him out or block him or ban him or anything? No. He is a member of the Discord server right now. But you want interactions to be exactly the way that you want them to be. Otherwise, And this is what this whole channel is about. You need to be better than that. That is sad. That is childish. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anybody needs to stay and be part of anything they don't want to be. If you don't want to be here, then don't be here. But don't come in here as the channel is growing more than it ever has and say, well, this doesn't work. Maybe not for you, homie, but it's doing gangbusters for me. Matthew said, this is why I love this stream. Enough people to keep it moving, but not too many that you can't single someone out for the bullshit. Well, I mean, we're getting up there, so I'm using the vertical streams to learn how to use, like, when the chat's going better. But I appreciate it. I am doing my best. It is not easy. James said, I disagree with Stuttering John about everything. I don't hope for his self-deletion in 2027. Well, I mean, as much fun as it is to make fun of Stuttering John, I genuinely don't hope for that. I think James is with me. I think he's rooting for the guy, right? Go quick, get some milk and cultures. We can build a new Colbert cheese. Can't replace the original though. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, you won't be the first. You won't be the last. Quality and Deference said, very interesting book concerning the utility of vaccines, Dissolving Illusions, written in 2013. It points out what really helped augment human health. It points out that what really helped augment human health was better nutrition and cleaner environment. Yeah, this is what we were talking about with what was it? I don't know, but when the brother sister duo were on Tucker last week, and not one nutrition class to get a medical degree. What? Crazy. Shout out to Ayush Gupta. Welcome to the party. This is what I'm talking about. All right. Let's see. Zuckerberg letter to Justice Department. Wait. This is to them. Is this it? Again, if you got a link, throw it in the free chat. Come on, Google. Fuck you, Google. To Facebook. Is this it? Zuckerberg? No, yeah, these are all, yeah. So, yeah, definitely, Ayush, if you can find a link and throw it in the free chat, then we will grab that after this. All right, so let's finish up with JFK, and then we'll see what's going on with John Campbell.
Our children are now the unhealthiest, sickest children in the world. Don't you want healthy children? And don't you want the chemicals out of our food? And don't you want the regulatory agencies to be free from corporate corruption?
Yeah, Nick, you're talking about Jetstream? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Again, if you want to have interesting and productive conversations, and you're willing to let go of the way that you think those need to go, then you have it at your fingertips. The irony of him saying that, oh, we all need to self-respect. If you think you know everything about everything, then you're this, that. Let's actually go back and find it. Because the irony of you saying that, it's Dunning-Kruger. Wait, we're getting close. Everyone should assume your views are chock full of disinfo until you've done a deep dive analyzing why the intelligentsia views reality the way it does. Same goes for religion, politics, science, what have you. The consensus, thank you, Aish. The consensus, it's like, bro, so like, yeah, agreed. So why are you not doing it? So let's just finish up. We got a couple minutes on, or not even a minute, 2 minutes on this, and then we got that letter. Thank you, Ayush.
And don't you want the chemicals out of our food?
Yes.
And don't you want the regulatory agencies to be free from corporate corruption? And that's what President Trump told me that he wanted. He also told me that he wanted to end the grip of the neocons on U.S. foreign policy. He said he didn't want any more $200 billion wars.
They don't have one. That's why they're not here. If they had one, they'd be here. If they had one, they'd go on Timcast. They'd go on these other places to talk about it. They don't have any reasons. It's just Trump is Hitler.
In Ukraine, that we could use that money back here in the United States.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
And the best way to build a safe America is to rebuild our industrial base and rebuild the middle class in this country. And don't you want a president who's going to get us out of the wars and who's going to rebuild the middle class in this country?
Yeah. Yes, I do. So, yeah, thank you, Ayush. We're going to grab that as soon as we are done with this. So, Michael asks, what is a neocon? So, you know, with these labels, they get thrown around a lot, but at least as far as I've heard it being used, it's usually a pejorative that's coming from somebody who's more on the MAGA side, saying like people like Nikki Haley and Mitch McConnell and, you know, the deep state people in the GOP. They are conservative, but they are, I don't know where the neo. I don't know where the neo part comes from, but that, you know, just like, I guess, you know, when the Republicans were, I guess, more, and again, this is, I'm kind of speaking out of turn because I wasn't paying attention, but I think when the Republicans behaved a little bit more in line with the values that they espouse, like a MAGA person does, a Trump, a Josh Hawley, Matt Gaetz. People who actually live by what they see, not just saying the right wing talking points and then doing uniparty stuff. The people who are on the other side of that, like those are the neocons. Sometimes they use Rhino, RINO, Republican in name only. And I think it's meant to say, like, there's a new Republican Party building up that's coming behind Trump. Like, MAGA is not Trump. Trump is MAGA. Yeah, right? Exactly. I don't think the message is muddled at all. I think we debate. That is what we do. We have discussions with people. We are here to communicate with people who want to communicate with other people. I think that's pretty straightforward, no? Quality Endeavor said JFK is dead. This is RFK. Oh, did somebody say? Did I say JFK? You know what the hell I meant. So Quality Endeavor said neocon is short for neoconservative, as of the new, aka fake, breed that are really big government, pro-war wackadoodles that are not conservative in any real sense. There you go. Said it better than I could. Yep. Shout out to Julie. There we go. Any film. So the middle class thing is a little lost on me because I want to see us have a bigger upper class. It is better for everyone to move up, not to the middle. Maybe I'm retarded, but I think if we want more people to move up and get to the upper class, they would have to be in the middle class first. So if we just made middle class people upper class people, then the lower class people would be even lower class. Like, yeah, come on, man. Math.
And he told me that he wanted to end the censorship because the whole basis of American democracy is the free flow of information. And we know that a government that can silence its opponents has license for any kind of atrocity.
Yep.
And can you think of any time that you can look back in history and say that the people who were censoring were the good guys? They're always the bad guys. Because it's always the first step down that slippery slope to totalitarianism.
Yep. And Matthew King with a beautiful line here. When you start at poverty, middle class sounds awesome. Yeah. And yeah. Well said, sir. Well said.
And don't you want a president who's going to protect America's freedoms? And who is going to protect us against totalitarianism? And I want to ask you again, don't you want a safe environment for your children?
Yes.
Don't you want to know that the food that you're feeding them is not filled with chemicals that are going to give them cancer and chronic disease?
I guess. I mean,
and don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again? Thank you all very, very much, and God bless you, and God bless America.
There we go. So I'm gonna put this up for later in case we want it. But yeah, I mean that is a strength that people are talking about. Like, oh, they're talking bad about each other. Like, yeah, this is a fight for very important things. People gotta get down and dirty, to get what they want, because other people are fighting very hard to get the opposite of what they want. And okay, maybe you could say that that's making excuses. Maybe you could say that that's making excuses for people doing, whatever. But we're here. Would it have been better from the very start if we only ever said the best person ever, or you're not getting any votes? Obviously. But we're here now. And as our liberal friend said on TikTok, to think that just because the deep state exists and the uniparty is trucking on, that a single election doesn't matter, and that it's going to be the same thing whether one, that's silly, and we all know that. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Well, said middle class is what makes the world go round.
Bingo.
Middle class is attainable. Not everyone has the capability or desire of being responsible for millions of dollars. Yeah, well said. Any film said yes, but what you don't see is that they want to take the upper class and make them middle class by taking. I don't know why I said middle. What you don't see is they want to take the upper class and make them middle class by taking their stuff. I want middle class to move to upper class and lower class move to middle. So that is what that I'm. So what are you referring to when you say they want to take the upper class and make them middle class? What are you using to say that? Because that doesn't sound like 2019. All I heard was middle class people making more money. And again, if it's a bell curve, if we're helping everybody, then the people in the middle are not only going to be the most of the people, but they're going to get a lot more help than the people at the top because they're already upper class. Oh, see, this is an after party discussion. This isn't the right venue. Michael said, please, can we have RFK as director of the CIA? I hope so. Yeah, head of the FDA would good, but I just like the to steal, I think it was Tim Pool who said the poetic sense of having a Kennedy at the head of the CIA. James, so we want the director of the CIA to be a feeble-minded, worm-infested starfucker? Tell me how you really feel. Matthew King said, choose between the turd sandwich and the giant douche. I mean, if you're on a desert island, any kind of sandwich is going to be better than a douche, especially if you're a man. I don't know. All right. So what does our poll say? Everybody said Zuckerberg letter. We will get to both. Let's see what we got. Breaking news from Patrick David. Mark Zuckerberg admitted to. Oh, sorry. Hold on. So we'll finish on with this one. Does say they want. Yeah, the Dems say they want to make a bigger middle class. They're not talking about helping the lower class, but that was a Trump rally, bro. Are you under the impression? And maybe this is the case. Again, maybe either you know something that I know. Are you under the impression that now because Trump and RFK are working together, but not even really, that all of the rhetoric about helping middle class Americans from Trump and MAGA are now just going to switch to be this? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying. It sounds like you say, oh, if RFK gets in there, then it's not going to be that we're helping middle class people. We're just going to hurt the rich people. Like, I don't think so. I don't think so. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. All right. So, sorry. And yes, guys, we are coming close to the end. So if you don't want Hassan to be the last thing we see, I got a bunch of other things here. Let's keep the party raging. Zoom in a little bit here. Patrick David said, breaking, Mark Zuckerberg just admitted to working with the Biden-Harris administration to censor Americans.
How dare you?
He either admitted this because 1, he's being honorable, 2, he's with the Democratic Party, or 3, he's getting ahead of a whistleblower. Either way, it's a very hard letter to write. All right, let's do it. Equality and deference. Thank you so much for hanging out. You have a good one. Let's do it. All right. Oh, you son of a cook. Okay, the Honorable Jim Jordan. Chairman Jordan, I appreciate the committee's interest in content moderation on online platforms. As you are aware, Meta, Facebook, has produced thousands of documents as part of your investigation and made 12 employees available for transcribed interviews. Further to our cooperation with your investigation, I welcome the opportunity to share what I've taken away from this process. There's a lot to talk. There's a lot of talk right now about how the U.S. government interacts with companies like Meta, and I want to be clear about our position. Our platforms are for everyone. We're about promoting speech and helping people connect in a safe and secure way, as long as they say what you want them to say. Why did I do that? You got to see me. I'm too beautiful for that shit. Anyway, are you gonna do that to me? As part of this, we regularly hear from governments around the world and others with various concerns around public discourse and public safety. In 2021, senior officials from the Biden administration, including the White House, repeatedly pressured our teams for months to censor certain COVID-19 content, including humor and satire, and expressed a lot of frustration with our teams when we didn't agree. Okay, all right, fair enough. We didn't agree. I took a sip to be saucy, and now I lost my spot. Fuck. Ultimately, it was our decision whether or not to take content down, and we own our decisions, including COVID-19 related changes we made to our enforcement in the wake of this pressure. I believe the government pressure was wrong, and I regret that we were not more outspoken about it. I also think that sorry, hold on, give me 1 second. I always feel like dead air is the worst thing ever. Like if I don't have something going on the stream, like if I just take 2 seconds to pour myself a drink, then everybody's gonna leave because nobody likes me. They just don't want you to leave me. They just want you to be here. I just want something to drink. Let's just take a little break here and say thank you to our boy. Come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Don't do this to me. Hey, thank you, Quam Tech, for the $5 Venmo. Said, let's keep the party raging and raging. We shall. Thank you. So very, very much, sir. All right, let's get through this. Let's see. Ultimately, it was our decision whether or not to take content down, and we own our decisions, including COVID-19 related changes we made to our enforcement in the wake of this pressure. I believe the government pressure was wrong, and I regret that we were not more outspoken about it. I also think we made some choices that, with the benefit of hindsight and new information, we wouldn't make today. Like I said to our teams at the time, I feel strongly that we should not compromise our content standards due to pressure from any administration in either direction, and we're ready to push back if something like that, if this happens again. Oh, well, how convenient. In a separate situation, the FBI warned us about a potential Russian disinformation. Burisma. We all know that. That fall, when we saw New York Post reporting on corruption allegations involving them, we sent that story to fact checkers for review and temporarily demoted it while waiting for a reply. And I mean, as bad as that is, at least you could see it on Facebook. It's since been made clear that the reporting was not Russian disinformation, and in retrospect, we shouldn't have demoted the story. We've changed our policies and processes to make sure this doesn't happen again. For instance, we no longer temporarily demote things in the U.S. while waiting for fact checkers. So yeah, oh god damn it. Apart from content moderation, I want to address the contributions I made during the last presidential cycle to support electoral infrastructure. The idea here was to make sure local election jurisdictions across the country had the resources they needed to help people vote safely during a global pandemic. I made these contributions through the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. They were designed to be a nonpartisan spread across urban, rural, and suburban communities. Still, despite the analyses I've seen showing otherwise, I know that some people believe this work benefited one party over the other. You think? My goal is to be neutral and not play a role one way or the other, or even appear to be playing a role. So I don't plan on making a similar contribution this cycle. Well, fair enough. I definitely, appreciate that. That he's saying that. But this was already a topic of discussion in 2017 when Tim Pool went on Joe Rogan, which was still on YouTube, live with Jack Dorsey and Vijaya, whatever the fuck her name was, the lawyer. 2017. And he talked about how the misgendering policy is political because if you're on the right, then misgendering means calling a man a woman. It means the opposite on the left. So a little bit of too late, in my opinion. Michael says the most terrifying words in the English language are "we're here from the government" and "we're here to help." I don't want Kamala's help. I don't want Trump's help. I want the government to leave me alone. I said shit. Me too. Me too. Agreed. The film said apparently Zuckerberg is going to be doing weights, and they said he's finally gone through puberty and gotten some balls. Well, there, we got to go back to what PBD said here as well about why, why he did this. Exactly, Michael. Day late, dollar short, Zuck, cuck.
What?
Anyway, so yeah, I think I'm guessing that out of these three options, this has why now? Why now? Maybe he's being honorable. I don't really. I mean, again, and maybe these go together, or these go together. But I don't know if I see it that way. Because again, this is not something that you're unaware of. You're not unaware. And again, maybe that again is my bias that everybody's talking about this stuff. And this is your business, but maybe you're so insulated by your people that you don't know. I don't know. Cheddar Steve, I do not drive a Subaru. Is that a lesbian joke? Good one. Michael said, you see him say that Trump's photo is one of the most badass photos he's ever seen. He might be getting red pilled. Who's getting red pilled? Zuckerberg? Oh, I mean, when you own Facebook, you know what goes viral. You know what I mean? Hope it's not option 2 that he's done with the Democratic Party. Why? Oh, you hope it's option 2. Does it matter? I think if it's not a whistleblower, I don't think it really matters. Unless it's the whistleblower. Sorry, the damage is done, bro. The damage is done. Matthew Kings, they believe Trump's going to win, and they don't want to be doing any favors for his administration. That could be that could be it. That hey, yo, we've been doing all this, so let's. I think just whether it's a whistleblower or whether it's anything else, I think it's getting ahead of something. I think so. I am right here, bro. What you mean? All right. So, whatever the reason, it is definitely, appreciated that he is saying it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to be happy about it. Vijaya Gotti. Vagina goodness. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Yep. All right. So let's go to our boy.
Okay.
Shout out to Guamtech one more time for this video.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, what? What was that? What just happened?
Hassan has just learned he is being kicked from the DNC.
Wait. I think it's already. But yeah. Wait, I'm just streaming.
After multiple reports of him creating a disturbance just a day prior.
Oh, honey, sweetie, baby. Please. What? Please tell me what it is that you think makes you believe that the government, we're not talking about just the president, we're talking about the government as a whole. That includes the IRS, that includes the Department of Education. What makes you think that a Trump administration is going to be more invasive in your life than a Kamala administration? Genuine question.
Hassan had an outburst on the floor regarding the DNC not having a Palestinian speaker and has persistently been making a scene during the Democrats' propaganda event.
This conversation better turn around into one that specifically focuses on Benjamin Netanyahu and his disruptive attitude towards the ceasefire negotiations, or else I'm going to lose my mind.
Again, going back to the original TikTok lefty dude, this is all they understand. This is all they think about. And like, we can sit over here and say, oh, that's all you think about, and understand that you care about this to the nth degree, and just disagree. Realize, but I don't know why I said realize. Meanwhile, we have a completely different way of thinking about stuff. And that's just right over your head. It's so chronically online for a war that's been going on for millennia to be at the top of your political thing in America in 2024. That is chronically online. Am I telling you not to care? Not at all. I'm telling you I don't care. But it's obsession. And you know, like the lefties will act like, you know, pre let's just say pre 2020. Good one. I think they meant us. I think again, if we're going to be charitable, I think he means a speaker of Palestinian descent speaking English in America. But good one. Fuck the IRS for sure. But yeah, it's just it's frustrating. It's frustrating that like you think that because you think that everybody thinks, you could take that two ways. And it works both ways.
Netanyahu and his disruptive attitude towards the ceasefire negotiations, or else I'm going to lose my mind.
Telling this doesn't sound like exactly the mentality we just heard from somebody who was demanding that somebody that things were going some way in a show that was not his. Gondlik said the fact that he conducts himself the same at the DNC as when he's in his bedroom says it all. No professionalism at all. At least Vosh and Destiny put on a good face for the Dems in Washington. When we have Guam Tech saying, at least Destiny did this, and Vosh? Wow. Hassan, you should be ashamed.
Unbeknownst to Hassan, this action would seal his fate, causing him to be kicked out of the Democratic National Convention in front of his 60,000 live viewers. Now, while he may be acting surprised about this, everyone knows he probably shouldn't have been invited in the first place.
Yeah, yeah. Who? I guess it's just a sign of desperation that, like, well, who do we got? This guy was talking to an actual Palestinian soldier. Do you like One Piece? Oh, bro! Yo, tell him we think that's awesome. Please tell me you guys know what I'm talking about. Put a one in the chat if you don't know what I'm talking about.
May be acting surprised about this. Everyone knows he probably shouldn't have been invited in the first place.
All right, we got the New York Times in here, chat.
Some people were surprised that the DNC like gave you a credential.
I'm surprised that they did.
Why?
Because I mean, honestly,
Yes. Okay. Yes. Anybody put a one? I don't care. We're watching it anyway. So he had is this it? This might be different. But yeah, he interviewed this dude and it was pathetic. It was pathetic.
okay, this is a stupid question. Okay, you can preface it with that. Does he know what One Piece is?
This wasn't the very beginning of the conversation. But this was pretty much the conversation. And for those of you who are adults and functioning people, One Piece is an anime. Yeah, an anime. Yeah. I mean, so let's keep in mind that this man, and this was at the very late. Do we have anything with a date on here? Because it wasn't recent. It was like in the heat of all this. I want to say early this year, if not. Yeah, let's be safe and say it was early this year. So this again is someone who was fighting with the Palestinian people, I guess. This is the type of question that the top political streamer on the left asks. You have somebody who's in a war zone, living through wartime, and your question is, do you watch anime?
Okay, this is a stupid question. Okay, you can preface it with that. Does he watch?
As if that makes it better.
Okay, this is a stupid question. Okay, you can preface it with that. Does he watch? Does he know what One Piece is?
One Piece, like, is that an organization?
No, One Piece.
Is that an organization? Because, you know, we're here talking about a fucking war that you call a genocide?
One Piece, like, is that an organization?
No, One Piece is an anime.
Oh, okay. أول شيء بقول لك إنه ممكن هذا السؤال يكون شوي أهبل، بس بسألك تعرف شو هو One Piece؟ عمرك سمعت ب One Piece؟
How do you think this is going to go? Just in your mind, just think how I have no idea. All I know is that he's on the Palestinian side. I don't know if he is a citizen. I don't know if he's a soldier. He doesn't look old enough to be a soldier. I don't remember. Okay, what does Lontic say? He's basically talking to a terrorist, asks him if he watches anime, then proceeds to tell him that he's like the protagonist of an anime. Yeah. So that's a wait. I think I know that. Wait. Right?
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000!
Oh, okay, it's just that part. Gotcha.
It's over 9,000!
Y'all can hear that, right? Okay. Yeah. So he's a Houthi. I don't know about. Yeah. I'll go with Guam Tech. Basically, terrorists, all that stuff. And yeah. So I mean, it's 48-second clip. Just watch it.
Okay, this is a stupid question. Okay, you can preface it with that. Does he know what One Piece is?
One Piece, like, is that an organization?
No, One Piece is an anime.
Oh, okay. أول شيء بقول لك إنه ممكن هذا السؤال يكون شوي أهبل، بس بسألك تعرف شو هو One Piece؟ عمرك سمعت ب One Piece؟
أكيد يعني مثل الطفولة.
Again, how do you think he came here to talk about the real shit that's happening in his real life? Remember how the guy in the beginning really, imagine, I know we're talking about genocide, but imagine if it was right there. As if you're too stupid to understand what a genocide is unless you fucking see it with your eyes. Now, again, I'm not saying that any of us can fathom the degree of horror that is a genocide, but we can understand that it's bad enough that we don't want it. They don't seem to be able to do that. I'm sorry, I can't get through this, but it's just I just like
One Piece.
أكيد يعني مثل الطفولة وأنا أشاهد ون بيس لوفي.
Is it Luffy?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
It's over 9,000! What
The whole way.
Yeah.
how was the timing on that?
Sick. Yes. That's fire. That's fire, bro. That's fire.
Loser!
That's so fire. Oh my god, dude.
And look at the chat.
We think the who. Oh my god, bro. Yo, the Houthi just said the Luffy.
Let's fucking go. He's so cute. This is very dope, dude. Very unreal. IRL Luffy.
Law is doing what Luffy would do.
Oh wait, is that the part he was just saying?
That's so fire. Oh my god, dude. We think the Houthis Ansar Allah is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
بقول لك حسن إنه.
Okay, this is a stupid question. Okay.
Invited to the Democratic National Convention.
It's over 9,000!
Oh, I didn't even do that on purpose. Oh, that is funny.
In the first place.
All right, we got the New York Times in here, chat. Some people were surprised that the DNC gave you a credential.
I'm surprised that they did.
Why?
Yep.
Because I mean, honestly, I am obviously very critical of the Democratic Party.
Okay.
Right now.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. We are. Sorry.
The sad thing is that that's true. The sad thing is, like, he wants the Democratic Party to be so much worse than it actually is, that he's mad that they're not as bad as they could be.
There you go. Hey, you made it.
Oh, honey, sweetie baby. Oh, my poor sweet angel baby. This is dead ass, as the kids say. Dead ass. No jokes here, sir.
Okay.
Right now.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. We are. Sorry. There you go. Hey, you made it. Hey, look at that. My goal today is just to show like what the DNC looks like to people, and then I think we have some interviews.
Sometimes you go to a place and you want to see. Okay, use your eyes to see. Now I know why he's voting for Kamala.
Potentially lined up. I got to talk to
Yup.
David about that.
Facts. Well said, sir. Well said. Dilly to Michael. He wants Sharia in the U.S. for sure, but not really. That beautifully said. No cap, dead ass. For real. Skibbity Ohio Riz. I was gonna think about the like legit, but I don't know. That's it ain't Sigma. You know what I mean?
I think we have some interviews potentially lined up. I got to talk to David about that.
It's like all the fucking communists. Well, under my communist utopia, I'm gonna have a garden and paint. No, bitch, you go into the gulags. I also just I don't remember what it was, but I just saw something about when AOC wore the tax the rich dress, and somebody's breaking down like how. And again, we know this, but like seeing it written out, how far away from the stated goals that she has, and the tax the rich idea, like it's just come on, bruh, come on, keep it a buck.
Okay, so welcome.
It's crazy.
Hassan
Cheddar Steve, I'm going to talk to you man to man right now, okay? I'm going to talk to you man to man right now. Cheddar Steve just said, I'm struggling with Nancy Pelosi pee-pee fantasies. It's okay. It's okay. She got the heavies. As long as you just gooning and you ain't voting, we all good. Goon it up, son. Goon it the fuck up to the heavies.
arrives at the DNC on the first day. This is his handler and contact for the event. Hassan is eager to figure out where he could set up his stream for the foreseeable future. But little did he know, before even arriving, he had put himself on the watch list by
Of course.
attending a Palestinian protest just hours before arriving. And what is the DNC's biggest fear right now? Palestinian protesters. They have already interrupted multiple speeches before Kamala could even establish her footing.
That's again, I am amazed that none of you were like, hey, because I'm sure put a one. Well, I'm gonna actually do that as a poll. Did you watch Kamala's speech? Because I would have expected that if you didn't, then it's like, oh, I wasn't gonna watch that shit. But yeah, I'll watch. Let's Tear Apart. But nobody even cared, not even a little bit. I'm like, no wonder why. No wonder Nancy Pelosi always looks uncomfortable. That's a lot of weight to support on your back, girl. And even also the designer of the tax the rich dress actually owned a ton of back taxes to the IRS. Well, wait a minute. That makes sense. Unless they're rich. No, of course they're. If they're rich, stupid. Will you cover the Sean Ryan and Trump interview? If you give me a link, sure, post it up, and I'll check it out and see what it is. Just the good parts, which were the bad parts for her. Okay, yeah, so I didn't see it at all. I did not see a lick of this woman speaking. Not that I need
protesters. They have already interrupted multiple speeches before Kamala could even establish her footing. So, by attending this protest, Hassan had put a target on his back before the event had even started. Regardless, he would end up securing a pretty decent location on the second day of the DNC.
That's wild. So that is a wild fucking spot to be set up. Wow. I just realized something. So if you look at this, right, you can see he's here. So if we're to follow this around, it would not make sense that with how straight this is, that it would somehow curve around and be here, right? It would have to be this top row of seating, right? Just, you take a look at that. And I want to show you something. And you see it. If you thank you, Ayush. Let's do that. And just say, do you think could I be wrong? Is it possible that this is just the way that it looks, and maybe out here it's a lot more curved, and he's down here, or assuming that his camera is going to be essentially the same angle that my camera? Oh wait, you can't see me. Assuming that his camera is essentially the same angle, sitting atop of a screen or something, or a legit camera that's right above his screen. Which lane? Wow. So 67% of you didn't even watch the speech and didn't even care. So now I'm ending that. I'm gonna say, is it possible that Hassan is not on the top row? Is it possible? Genuine question. I do not know. I want to see what you guys say. So Ayush, we will check that out next, depending on how long this takes. And Lomnex said, no, son, what are you wearing? This is the DNC, not a frat party. Now, like, you can give, oh wait, is this a whole? Oh, okay, this is a whole thing. Okay, so I'll save this for, yeah, obviously we're not doing this today, but I'll save it for later. Okay, so we've got 3 votes. Let's get to 5. Let's get to 5 votes. We got 4 votes. Oh, 5 votes, 40-60. All right, let's get one more and see if we're gonna be even or if we're gonna be winning. One more person hit that goddamn poll. Is it possible that Hassan is not? Is it possible that this is the same row as Hassan? Let's go full screen again. Is it possible that Hassan is on this row and not on this row? Is it possible? Or is it, are we sure? Then he's here. Okay, so we're now at 50-50. We're at 50-50. I want to show you this. And let's see if that changes anybody's mind.
A big theme here at the A big theme here at the DNC is that they're going to go after corporate gouging, and they're going to go after corporations, whether it's in taxes, largesse, loopholes. The RNC, we heard the same thing. They're going after the elites, the 2 sets of rules. Let me reveal a reality to you that has to be spoken to here, okay?
Again, anybody? We got 15 people in here, and only 6 of you have hit the poll. So this could still swing in the other way. Now we're getting there, but I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Hit the poll.
These are the soldiers. These are the men and the women that go back to their constituencies and their communities, and they fight. They take time from their jobs. They take time from their families. Republicans and Democrats alike. That's what they do. They need to charge these people up. They need to be able to get them on board. But there's another reality that is literally looking down on them. Greg, look at the ring of sweets, okay? This is not unique to Democrats. There is a game of money. When people talk about uniparty, we are strangled by the money reality.
So let's take a look at this. A look at the way that this is set up. And then let's go back to this. It does actually, I'm going to put this right here. So it does seem like this is, what are you guys seeing? It does seem like this is rather recessed. So it does seem possible that he could be on the second row. It does seem possible.
In our politics, those suites start at 500 grand. You think there's like a teacher group up in there? You think it's like the Cub Scouts of Columbia County, South Carolina, that's up in those boxes? Some of them are lobbies and good.
I forget. If I don't say it, I'm gonna forget.
County.
That's why I rewind.
South Carolina, that's up in those boxes. Some of them are lobbies and good things. The media boxes, you think they're free? Why do you think I'm on the floor? News Nation is not a broke company. Nexstar is a massive organization. We are corporate media. We don't have one of those boxes because that's the game. You pay to play. Those boxes are filled with the same people that they say they're going to regulate. They are literally looking down on the faithful and being told, yeah, we're going to break down on them. We're going to make them pay their share. They paid 500, 700, $1 million, $1.5 million to have those seats.
So let's say he is on the second row.
They paid 500, 700, $1 million, $1.5 million.
Low end, $500,000. Gee, now, of course, this is coming from Chris Cuomo, so let's not trust those numbers. But the point being made stands. This motherfucker is in a suite at the DNC and wore a tank top. Shout out to Dick's Insider. Welcome. So there are 3. Did I exit out already? Yeah, hold on. So let's go back to this. Okay, so we got this
game of
no, don't change anything.
Money. When people talk about,
so I'm saying this looks like what was behind Hassan. So it does seem, and look how far back the actual banner is from where that is. So it does now even seem less likely that if he's here, like this looks like what would be over here, and then way down here, like way underneath him and in front would be where this stuff is. So I do think he's on the second level. But the point stands. The point stands. Dixon said top row case close. He's Alfredo. I mean, I think so. I haven't seen him there recently, but I think he's still a correspondent. Yeah, whatever. Fuck the Italians. Just kidding. Well, next to the DNC. No corporate gouging and billionaires are evil. Proceeds to have a billionaire richer than Trump speak on stage. I don't know, man. I want to be fair. I want to be honest. It does not look like that because look how much we see that the LED banner is recessed, is lower than where he is. So how would the banner, if he's up higher than this, how is it up above his head? If he is sitting here on the top row, we can see how much space, not only vertically, but out in front, the actual banner is. I want to hate on Hassan just as much as the next person. But this table here essentially would line up with that if it was at the edge. So I don't think so. Yeah, second row for show. He's still on the second row of the DNC in a tank top. Yeah, who cares about corruption? Like, I mean, like, you know, what's money? What's money, right? Who cares about money? Who cares about people actually being true to their word? Who cares, right? It's just like whatever. Who cares? I mean, I don't know what to tell you, bro. If you're not having use, then I mean, I'll see you on the next one. But I don't know what to tell you.
Started. Regardless, he would end up securing a pretty decent location on the second day of the DNC, conducting multiple interviews and even touring the premises some more. But it seems Hassan got a little bit too comfortable and started going on expletive-filled rants about Palestine, like he was back home or something.
NBC not showing DNC, they're showing the protest right now?
Who organized that event that I called? It was
oh my god!
68. They told people that it was organized on social media.
Wait, so he just complained that they weren't talking about Palestine, so he should be happy that they're covering this, right?
organized online, that this is
I think they're just like horny for some excitement.
and police were here organizing
That's good,
mass
though.
numbers in riot gear. They were lined around the streets. You can see they're arresting people down this way as well. We've seen multiple people hauled away in handcuffs. But you're right. Yesterday was all.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, and maybe it's the fact that I don't stream for the entire day, because I assume that the people who care about what I have to say have jobs and lives. But as do I. But the eating on stream thing, can't do it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, nope. It's gross.
They're arresting people down this way as well. We've seen multiple people hauled away in handcuffs. But you're right. Yesterday was almost
okay. That's better. But why aren't we hearing them? I feel like if there was 20 TikTokers and streamers in the same room, we got to have some really good microphones. I don't know. So if that's the case, I mean, fairer. All right, maybe. But again, I mean, I need to be in these rooms. These are the rooms that I need to be in so I can advocate for you motherfuckers. Act like I'm just here for me. I just said I'm saying this guy is a partisan hack. Everyone knows it. Well, that we can definitely agree on.
it's like a family friend
Wow, it's so anti-Semitic, the protest outside the Israeli consulate.
side, but it was largely
I thought he was like making a joke about the fact that it really was. But he was okay. He thought that was sarcastic. Okay. All right. No, I'm just getting an understanding here.
Wow, it's so anti-Semitic, the protest outside the Israeli consulate.
side, but it was largely calm until at the end it devolved into that small group tearing down the Secret Service perimeter. This
For what? Sell out for what? To be in their booth? Hell no. An RNC booth? Hell no. If I was allowed to be me and I was invited, then sure. But I would argue that I deserve it because I have things to say. But no, I would not sell out immediately unless it was a lot of money and something that aligned with my values, in which case I don't think it would be selling out. So no.
has been chaotic and violent from the start, and it seemed like exactly what organizers wanted when they arranged this, when they got people to attend.
Wait.
Violent from the start, and it seemed like exactly what organizers wanted when they arranged this.
That's an interesting line. It seems like exactly what organizers wanted when they arranged this. That's what is this? MSNBC? NBC saying that the DNC wanted these protests? That's interesting. I mean, like I said, if somebody was going to offer me a lot of money to do something that I wouldn't otherwise do, then if it doesn't go against my principles, then I will do it. I don't think that's selling out. I think that's getting paid for what you do. I'm already doing it here essentially for free without fucking Guamtech and Zippy and Funkmaster. There would be nothing. I'm not trying to do a thing, but most of you guys are not paying for your memberships, right? I know that a lot of you are. I'm not, but let's be honest here. So let's not talk about, let's not try to come at me about money. I spend 50 plus hours a week talking to you guys for free. So sorry for that. I'm a little triggered when you talk about selling out, but I think over the last year, I've shown that at least this is not a reasonable question. Just saying. Quantek said, next election, there's just going to be a fat slob in a gimp suit, stuffing her face, complaining about the amount of white men in the crowd and lack of body positivity. Here we come. This is, I forgot to cut it. And it's not bad. It's just, I'm used to it being cut. I don't want to get too drunk. I gotta handle you fucking savages. You goddamn savages. Michael said, I think they're saying the protesters Wanted that. Oh, okay. Oh, got it. The organizers of the protest. That makes sense. Yeah, no, you're good. But you say what you feel. I'm gonna say what I feel. That's why we enjoy each other, because we ain't gotta apologize for being honest. So glad you're here. But yeah, this definitely makes a lot more sense.
Calm until at the end it devolved into that small group tearing down the Secret Service perimeter. This has been chaotic and violent from the start, and it seemed like exactly what organizers wanted when they arranged this, when they got people to attend online. And again, like I said, we're talking like 4 or 5 clashes with Chicago.
Yeah. Now that Hassan has a problem with it, with that reading of it, then yeah, this is definitely what they meant. He's like, wait, what?
Wanted when they arranged this, when they got people to attend online. And again, like I said, we're talking like 4 or 5 clashes with Chicago PD right now. They've been running through this part of Chicago trying to.
What? Are you trying to say that leftist protesters wanted to get violent? I mean, like, can we be honest here, bro?
Get away from police. They haven't been able to show this once again. Tom, I send it back to you.
No, he's not going to really say that, right?
He's not going to mean they wanted the violence.
Oh, he's really doing it.
Start.
The summer of love, friend. The 3 straight fucking months this country was under attack by your fucking audience. That's what they mean, you moron.
I'm about to say things that are going to get me banned from Twitch and also banned from the DNC.
Ooh, badass alert! Oh my god!
This keeps going. Oh my god, what the fuck is this dumbass saying? You, dude.
Look and see our video.
Oh yeah, you're really going to get kicked off. Oh, dumbass, bad, idiot. You know, kind of like all of the other things that you say, because that's all you have.
Oh, and we have to look at it on a cell phone cam because it's so.
Bro, these people are so disgusting. They're such gross pieces of shit monsters, dude. Holy shit.
Projection. I had to chug on that one, because that is probably the most direct projection we have ever seen. Obviously, watching Hassan stuff his face in that outfit is actually making me feel sick to my stomach. Michael said, of course they did. Of course they wanted violence. They just didn't show up and suddenly become overwhelmed with righteous indignation. Agreed. Dick Insider, school.
She literally fucking said protesters are organizing specifically with violence in mind.
Yes, that is what she said. It's almost like it's real.
Not to say that it's the cops that literally start the violence in every single protest.
Is it though? Shut up.
What a fucking rabid little freak this nut job is, dude.
Regardless of how you feel about that, it's not a surprise the DNC ended up having a problem with this. Think about it like this. Hassan probably has more viewers than are in that stadium. You don't think the higher-ups are monitoring his stream? Do you think they don't notice that they accidentally invited a man that is encouraging the very protesters they're desperately trying to keep away from this event? Little did he know, this was strike 2 for Hassan. Day 3 started with Hassan in a new location, poking the bear that feeds him from the very start.
Let's go. No, bro. I just mean the left wing protests, because like the Capitol Police, they were like totally good, and she's like, you know, they got Ashley Babbitt, so you know.
Start. It seems like with each day, he gets even more comfortable, forgetting the agenda of the location he's visiting. He essentially ended up covering Palestine and Israel the entire day. Further,
what? A leftist talking about Palestine and Israel all day? No.
Putting a target on his back. Almost.
I'm not sure if you're saying this with the understanding that he's such a little. Again, I'm not saying sure if you're saying this with the understanding that it's so outside of the realm of reality that Hassan would ever do anything like real journalism like this. But I think it might be funnier if you're not. But either way, there you go. And yes, I did just join the after party. If you are a member, make sure you are there, because if it's empty, I'm just going to assume you guys are all going to sleep. So I am already there. Make sure you are there before the stream is over. Dixon said is poking the bear that feeds him an actual saying. I don't think so, but I get it. You know, yeah, it's biting the hands. Yeah. It's kind of a mix in there, but you know, it is what it is.
In Israel the entire day, further putting a target on his back, almost seeming to test how far he could go with this. And towards the end of the night, he might have hit himself with strike 3 with this rant here.
Oh, here we go. This is it. This is the big rant.
They're chanting, bring them home.
At this moment, 109 treasured human beings are being held hostage by Hamas in Gaza. They are Christians, Jews, Muslims, Hindus, and Buddhists. On October 7th, Hirsch and his best friend Honor went to a music festival.
What did that? Wait. The uncommitted request to have vetted Palestinian speaker give a vetted speech is at once extremely modest and also apparently too much for the DNC. Running out of time for this demand to be met, which is a response to as of day 3 of the DNC, the Palestinian permission to narrate is still under consideration. So we started off complaining that we didn't have a Palestinian speaker. Shout out to any film that Palestinian isn't a language. Now we have a Palestinian speaker, and he's mad. Surprise! Surprise!
In Gaza, they are Christians, Jews, Muslims, Hindus, and Buddhists. On October 7th,
Not
Hirsch
watching
and his
on
best
Twitter,
friend
doing
Honor
other shit.
went to a music festival in the south of Israel. It was advertised as celebrating peace.
Oh, okay. These are Israeli speakers. It seems like.
Love.
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy that the uncommitted movement, once again, making an incredibly modest.
Not left enough. Not left enough. That is the problem. It's not that things are the way they are, and that they are angry that they are not worse. But yeah, please tell me more about how voting doesn't matter. It's the same thing, the uniparty, blah, 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 blah. These are not rational people. These are not real people. These are people playing a game with our lives. Shout out to Carl's Frosted Tips. Trump for the win. Let's go. Dilly, dilly. To that. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. I agree, Michael. Let's get some more people in the voice chat tonight, guys. If you are a member of this channel, if you have that little squiggly S looking thing next to your name, and it is green, your name is green. If your name is green, then you have access to the full Discord server. Look how cool this is. We got, we're talking about all this stuff. We got this channel. Like, this is just the free stuff. It's just free to see this stuff. Then, we got all of this. They were having a conversation. I don't even know what that is. I don't even see it. We had the watch party. We're talking about different movies and stuff. And you can see Guam Tech and Jetstream are already there waiting to party with us. So I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Like, at the very least, the free chat is free. Shout out to Carl's Frosted Tips joining up, and shouting out to Guam Tech gifting 5 memberships. Morty, come on up here. Up. Let's see. This is a good litmus test. Yeah. Hey, there we go. We got Morty. There we go. There you go. So shout out to the Eerie Fairy Tales. You guys already have goddamn fucking memberships. Buddha, I forget if you had one, but either way, guys, if you have a membership, if you don't have a membership, join the fucking Discord. This isn't here for me to just, be a dancing monkey and get whatever I can out of you. I'm trying to build something real. This is the fun stuff. This is the party. The Discord server. That is where we are building a real community. You can wait 5 years and be mad that you didn't get in on the ground floor. Whatever. But we are trucking. So join us. Thank you so very much, Guam Tech.
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy that the uncommitted movement, once again, making an incredibly modest proposal to have a vetted Palestinian speaker give a vetted speech, and it's always, of course, not happening. It's falling on deaf ears.
Oh, maybe because like there's a bunch of people protesting that exact thing outside that you're leading from inside. You moron.
Ta-Nehisi quotes on the uncommitted movement. As of day 3 of the DNC, the Palestinian permission to narrate was still under consideration. The Democratic Party absolutely cannot maintain this apartheid structure in terms of of like literally only having Israeli victims and their family members be held into question while Palestinian and pro-Palestinian people are getting beaten out. Okay, like they're literally the delegates themselves that dare bring up the.
This is the problem with being too far in the weeds. You have to be effective. And when you, it seems counterintuitive, but when you go too far down the rabbit hole, then you lose the ability to meet people where they're at. And now you're just talking about all this esoteric shit and no one is listening. You have to meet people where they are at. Shout out to Ray P. Blackman in the building. Shout out to Trump as well. And shout out to TSN. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Islam is indeed a plague. And Christians, as soon as they take over your bullshit, the secularists, we will be here to have your back. You've been nice to us, more or less. Nicer than the Muslims. But
the Palestinian casualties get booed, they get humiliated, they get kicked aside. It is fucking ridiculous. Okay, yes, of course these people have a right to speak, and yes, of course they deserve to have their child back. Okay, I am not a fucking soulless monster. I'm not a heartless piece of shit.
Really?
Okay, there is no like boo, like I can't believe she's doing this, I can't believe the Democratic Party is doing this. But the fact that
Christians, like they are. Yo, whoa. You might? Motherfucker, what you mean, might? You need that shit, right? Meow. It's if you're not familiar with Discord, it's basically like, you know how they have apps like Telegram and Signal and WhatsApp, where it's basically just a group chat, and it doesn't matter if you're on Android or Apple, whatever. Like, that's the most basic form. That's like the AOL Instant Messenger version of what Discord is. So it's simple enough that if you're not like a computer guy, and if you're a little bit older or whatever, if you know how to operate the chat on this channel, which clearly you do, that's all you need to know. There's a bunch of other stuff that you can do if you want to, but if you just want to be part of the conversation, you can chat in the same way you would go on this channel, and you know that, well, this is the Indian Jesus channel. So if I type here, then the Indian Jesus is going to see this. Same thing happens over there. If you type it in the free chat, all the people who have a free or who aren't members, who are just here for free, they'll be able to communicate here. If you go into the disciple chat, okay, I know that only people who are members are going to be able to see this. The same way that if you're going to Hassan's channel and you were type in his chat, you know that I probably wouldn't see it, except that they're all my channels and they're all my people and it's all us. So yeah. Download. I'm telling you, it's not about social media, and it's not this open thing where there's random. It's a closed thing. It's a closed server. It's just us, and yeah, like they monitor it for like illegal activity and stuff. But nobody's coming in and is gonna ban you for saying this or that, or it's a free speech platform. I make all the rules, and I say there is not one word or phrase that will automatically get you banned. That doesn't mean you can't get banned. If you're a dick, I'm gonna fucking ban you. But everybody just gets the chance to say whatever they want. So I mean for real, it is the reason that I have this channel, is to build that community. And again, it's free. So worst case scenario, you try it out, download it, see what's good. If you don't like it, you delete it. There you go. Shout out to Ed's Funhouse. Welcome to the party. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yep. Facts. That's a big difference between Islam and Christianity, and why Islam is going to win. Hey, shout out to Carl's Frosted Tips. There we go. Signing up and becoming a member. So again, make sure Carl, Morty, come on up here. Up. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? There we go. Yummy, yummy, yummy. There we go. And yeah, so exactly. Welcome to the community, the real community, the good stuff. And again, we're gonna be closing down as soon as this video is over. So shout out to the Dabbleverse. All right, let's finish this up. I am
after all of the commitment that the Democratic Party has given to the Israeli government to just basically absolutely eviscerate entire Palestinian families with American-made bombs, that they can't even fucking have a Palestinian person, an individual with family members come and speak in this similar fashion is disgusting to me. This conversation itself better turn around into one that specifically is
really quick. If you do, Dixon, I got you the wrong one. Hold on. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, okay. So Dixon Sider, I got you the permissions. You should be able to join. If anybody else joins, I do have to tinker with it. So just let me know. Shout out to Best Tomato Sauce over on Rumble. Welcome to the party. Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, again, anybody, it is free to join. It is free to join. If you are a member, then you get the after party. So let's do it.
This conversation itself better turn around into one that specifically focuses on Benjamin Netanyahu and his disruptive attitude towards the ceasefire negotiations, or else I'm gonna lose my mind.
Like, I'm not sure where Hassan thinks he is, but I could tell you this.
He thinks he's at some leftist socialist convention.
Isn't at home screaming in his own room.
He's sure acting like it.
Is literally at the DNC with more live viewers than attendees. Like, I understand wanting to voice your opinion with things you believe in, and good for you for doing that. But this went from voicing your opinion to essentially seeing how far you could test the DNC.
I'm doing well, Tomato Sauce. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
I think Hassan might have a little bit too much of what I like to call...
Is that Taylor Lorenz? Is that Taylor Lorenz? I know that masked bitch anywhere. That's Taylor Lorenz. Fuck that bitch.
Idled influencer brain. The guy thinks he could get away with anything.
Yup.
But day 4 is where it all catches up to him.
Morty's back.
Hassan snags an interview with the New York Times. But something tells me
the New York Times... Oh, no. Hassan. Oh, no. I would, as much as we definitely, all I'm going to say is that I would have told you this isn't going to go well, dude. Don't even bother. You are bigger already than the New York Times. The only reason they would have to talk to you is to drag you so that they can get clout from you. Oh, Best Tomato Sauce said, I have a very attractive face. You may say that as much as you like. Thank you so very, very much. This guy's proof that teenage girls are morons.
Times had a scoop on what was about to happen, especially judging by the questions Hassan gets asked during this. Check this out and tell me if you think this guy from the New York Times had prior knowledge.
All right, we got the New York Times in here, chat. You know, people are always, whenever I have guests on, they're like, what are you doing?
It's almost like you're the biggest political streamer known to a man. Shout out to Country Boy. Welcome to the Discord. If you were gifted a membership, just let me know what your YouTube name is so I can give you the permissions and you can join the after party.
There's more people in this chat than there are in this arena right now.
How many are in the chat?
Exactly.
53,000, 52,000.
How's that? What's your typical stream?
It depends, right? If things are like happening, I think like a lot of people.
If things are happening, Best Tomato Sauce Hassan is a walking contradiction. The socialist millionaire. Yep.
Will tune in. It's like TV, but for Gen Z.
Yeah.
Like the first day, I have a roaming backpack as well.
Yeah.
So I roam around. First day.
What is a roaming backpack? You mean a backpack?
We did that because we didn't have a space. Then I tried to communicate to the team, to the DNC, like I need a space so I can put my remote desktop set up and like be there permanently.
And they put me on the top row.
So the second day they gave
second row
me like a part of the creator lounge where
Good call. Whoever said it, I think that was Guam Tech, but I apologize. Whoever said it, okay. It still irks me, but it makes a little more sense.
They were like, yeah, you can stream from here. But then they didn't realize like I was going to be there the whole time and yelling the whole time. And then there were other creators that were, trying to use the space. So they were like, we'll put you somewhere else. So then they put me here yesterday. And it's worked out well. I mean, obviously there's like times when we get kicked out because like someone has to come in and shoot or use the space.
You realize you have a New York Times reporter and you're just talking about your setup. Why am I not fucking famous? Why am I not rich? Never heard of it. I think, again, it's just called a backpack. No, I'm Googling this. There's no fucking way. I mean, maybe it's a thing, but... Oh, it's a brand. Of course. It's a brand. Yeah, I got a rolling back. Oh, my God. This fucking... fruity. Boom. All right. So, country boy, you now have access to the after party. All you got to do is click on "Let Us Speak." You guys can chat and do whatever while we're while we're still going. I can't hear you guys, but you guys can hear each other. So enjoy.
But overall, it's been fine.
In the past, you've done like, didn't you do AOC at one point in the past?
Yeah. AOC is supposed to be coming on after you.
Oh, really?
Today, yeah.
Yeah, here or somewhere else?
Hopefully, if we're still here, if we don't move.
Is she though?
If we don't get moved, then it will be here.
I mean, people have been talking about how some people were surprised that the DNC like gave you a credential.
I'm surprised that they did.
Why?
Because I mean, honestly.
Because I know I'm a loser, and I'm just stupid enough not to get how much of a loser he is. This man says he's so uncomfortable. I don't know who you're talking about. They both seem super uncomfortable. We're the biggest streamer to be doing an interview. He seems really uncomfortable. And the New York Times dude, New York Times dude, seems like, why am I here? What is this for? Who is this for? Because that's the other thing about the Creator Lounge. It's like, oh, okay. They understand that they need a Gen Z. They just don't understand how to acquire that. And they're still living in legacy media at times when it's like, no, we just tell them over and 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 over that we're the good guys, and see how that works.
Gave you a credential.
I'm surprised that they did.
Why?
Because I mean, honestly, I am obviously very critical of the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Like I'm anti-Trump. Like that's not a secret, right? Yeah. I'm very anti-Trump.
Hold on. Wait. Hassanabi, like Hassan. Did he just say he's anti-Trump? No.
But I'm also very critical of the Democratic Party in general, across the board, not just this time around, but just consistently.
No lies detected.
For their proximity to like Republican legislation in general, like the way that they sometimes capitulate or concede to Republican policymaking, Republican narratives. And I don't like that. I want them to be a party that fights and a party that truly represents progress in this country.
And what was that? Before or after Biden stepped out?
It was actually before.
It was before. Okay.
It was before Biden stepped out. And I was definitely a lot more critical back then too. So,
I mean, I wonder if it was approved before Biden stepped out too. Do you know?
I don't know if it was. I think it was.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the conversations happened before, but I don't know. I don't know if it was.
There's like, unproven speculation that like if they had opened up the creator window or whatever after Biden dropped out, it would have been a whole different like group of people. Like they were a little bit. It was difficult to get people to sign up before, allegedly, and then after everyone was desperate, but by then they'd already greenlighted all these people.
Oh.
So long story short, we don't really want you here. We just couldn't get anybody better. Sure. Yes, I will do that. Okay. Oh, looking up. There you go. Dancing monkey.
Oh, I didn't care. I
think a Rumble rant would be nice for that, but
I wanted to come here.
Some people were surprised the DNC gave you credentials. You don't say, Mr. New York Times. Isn't it awfully interesting that Hassan has his credentials revoked just minutes after this guy says this? Hassan is currently under the impression that he only has to move because the location has been double booked. The staffer says,
"Oh yeah, we just somebody else we need there because somebody else is gonna be there. So you just go wherever else, just not here."
AOC is going to be doing an interview there, not knowing that the interview is supposed to be with Hassan.
Say it ain't so.
So the staffer abruptly changes that story to actually it's Pete Buttigieg that might be having that interview. Well, Hassan is about to find out they aren't just having him switch locations. Take a look at this.
We don't know. You're the person.
I think we can go.
That's not AOC.
Oh, it's a meme.
So I wanted the political director say I just wanted to consider what happened.
Yeah, we go. Yeah.
That's what I mentioned.
Okay.
Key, wear a yellow vest, and people will assume that it's okay for you to interrupt their conversations.
Yeah. Wait, what was that? What just happened?
The utter shock.
Actually, I don't actually know.
Wait, what?
I wanted the political director say I just wanted to consider what happened.
Yeah, we go. Yeah.
That's what I mentioned.
Okay. Yeah. Wait.
Oh, he thought he was harassing her. Surprise.
What was that? What just happened?
The utter shock in Hassan's face as he realized he has just been kicked out of the DNC in front of 60,000 live viewers and is probably burning some connections as well. Now, that's rich. But in my opinion, Hassan shouldn't be surprised in the slightest. You are saying exactly what they don't want to hear, as well as going on expletive-filled rants like you're back at home in your own room. You seem to test the limits of what you could do the entire time you were here at the DNC.
So let's keep it a buck, because y'all know I'm going to be at the RNC and DNC. I'm going to be at these places in 5 years. Like, don't believe me if you want, but just be mad then when you see me and I don't know your name anymore because you stopped watching. But I'm going to be there. If I'm not, because I think Tim Pool is just on the wrong side of the presentation thing. I appreciate the notion of like, hey, this is what I wear, this is who I am. I'm going to the White House and I'm still wearing my beanie. I'm going to Mar-a-Lago. I'm still wearing. Like, okay, I get it. It's Tim. Not ideal, but fine. And I do notice now that homeboy has fucking put on a jacket for the New York Times. You know, I don't want, DNC, who cares? But the New York Times. But if I'm ever at something like this, and I act very differently than who I am, and not in the way of professionalism, call me the fuck out. Do not let me get that far and look that stupid. Don't let other people, don't let the up and coming Hassans of the world have fodder on me. Come to me and be like, hey, yo, Lutch, chill the fuck out. You ain't that cool. I might not like it, but I will appreciate it.
You can't go on these attention-seeking rants for 8 hours a day in the middle of the Democrats' propaganda event and not expect something like this to happen. Like, honestly, what happened to you should kind of be expected. Well, if you guys like the video, hit that like button and subscribe. And if you want to watch another...
Indeed, hit that like button, because we always hit the like button on a video that we watch, because why wouldn't we? It's free, it's easy, and it helps out so much. And Tomato Sauce says, I'm not American, though. That is totally fine. We have a bunch of people from all around the world, and I'm actually going to drop the Discord link for you as well, because it is not a YouTube-only thing. Again, it is absolutely free to join. But if you do become a member of this channel, or if you don't really use YouTube, you can send me a DM and we can figure something out so that you can be part of the conversations. But everybody is welcome. Shout out to Big Daddy Dodo closing us down with a $1.99. Let's get him a double. How about a double? How about a double? We got a carrot and some beef. He's like, which one do I go for first? Which one do I do first? He can't decide. He went for the carrot. He went for the carrot over the beef. He went for the carrot and over the beef. And now back to the beef. The beef. There we go. Thank you so very, very much. Guys, I really, really, really do appreciate you guys being here. This was a very different type of show for me. This was very different. I felt very naked coming out here without anything prepared. And I appreciate that, you guys are here for me. It means a lot to know that all this has been going on. And yeah, I've told people, and Papa Lutch is always gonna be Papa Lutch, but it's just not the same. And especially now that it's I'm kind of everything's kind of moving behind, and I'm able to just kind of jump back into hanging out with you guys. It really does mean a lot. So thank you for being here. It's everything to me. And again, the channel is just the face. The channel is just the face. If you're not part of the community, then I'm glad you're enjoying the show, but the show is to build a community. So it's free. It's free. It's free. How much real shit do you get in life for free? You don't. This is free. Now, I hope that you will join as a member, but we're also starting to do things that if you are, so there's a ranking and a level system that, just the more you engage, the higher a level goes. And so I've decided that if people join as a non-paying member, you're not a YouTube channel member, you're just, in the free chat. I've decided that if you are engaging enough in our community and you get to level 10, then I'm just going to give you the permissions to be a full-fledged member. I talked with the other members, and those who are paying to be members care and understand enough that what they're paying for is a growing community. And if that means that other people are not necessarily going to open their wallets and pay money, as long as we are building what we're trying to build, then we're doing the damn thing. So you might not even have to spend a goddamn cent. And again, you see how into the chat I am here. What do you think it's like when you're on screen with me? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 people waiting for me. That again warms my heart. That in and of itself warms my heart. I hope a couple of you, Country Boy and Dix the Cider, you guys have the access. Please click on Let Us Speak. It is labeled the after party is IndianJesus, Guantech, Indie Film, Jetstream, and Golden Bear in there. If you just click that thing, you will be in. If you don't know how to use it, we will definitely help you out. But thank you, all of you. I very, very, very much appreciate you guys hanging out. Oh, we got another last minute from the King Nirvana. Thank you so very, very much. And of course, every donation comes with a treat for Morty. There we go. Now he's finally eating again. Thank you so very, very much. And again, guys, yes, spending time here means everything. Sharing the videos, hitting the like button, all that stuff does so much. It really, really does. If you guys don't do that, the channel doesn't work. But at the end of the day, we all live in the real world, and the real world does require money. And so when you guys support like this, it doesn't matter if it's $20 or if it's 99 cents or it's whatever. It adds up, and it means so much. And it means that, I have a way of seeing, okay, you are appreciating what I'm doing. I should do more of this. Maybe you didn't like this, so I won't do more of this. Again, this channel is for you. The community is for America. But this channel is for you. I want to do what you like. And so when you guys show me that I'm doing great, I mean, thank you so very, very much. Whether you donated or not, it means the world to me. And especially if you did, I really, really, really do appreciate it. I very much hope to see you in the after party, guys. Thank you again. Once again, this is my co-host, Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, a.k.a. the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace. Oh, wrong way. Peace. God damn it. God damn it. All right, third time's a charm. What does C-Chop say? Just after asking the what? Hey, can't stop. Just asking after. Well, I talked about Morty. He's doing perfectly fine by the morning. He will be amazing. Check out the replay because I went into the whole story. But I do, again, I appreciate so much that you guys care. And so now, that was never really the end of the show, so I didn't mess anything up. Shout out to C-Chops for coming through. Again, another member. Head over to the after party. That's where we're going. Let's try this again. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace.